All right, Shabbat Shalom, family, Shabbat Shalom. It's the water for your patience. Let me turn this banner off so it's not distracting. Salakia for the delay, but a couple things going on here. Uh, for one, I can't get my camera to work for some reason. That was one of my little technical delays, and that was sent up the prayers with the family. But nonetheless, we're in the house. We're in the house, man. Who's in the house with me? Who's in the house with me? Kohav Marari, Shalom Ike, Shalom Aladad, Shalom Lee, Shabbat Shalom Shalak, Ashar. Hopefully, prayerfully, Naphtali in the house, Shalom Shalom. Bayan Shakal in the house, Shalom. Uziel in the house, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Raniyah, Shalom, Shalom to you. Blessings to you and the family. Hopefully everybody's doing well, man. We made it to another Sabbath, another day of rest. It's almost like if you play football, you go through what's known as Hell Week. It seems like that's a normal for us. Every 6 days is hell for us. The Most High always sees us through with a rest day to recharge, recuperate, to unify with Him in the Spirit, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, sincerity, and truth, which is always a blessing, man, that we even make it here. So it's not looking like I'm gonna get this camera working for whatever reason, man. These spirits be moving. But y'all don't need to see my y'all don't need to see my ugly mug anyway. The information is what you need to see. And we've got plenty, as usual. All right. I'm not gonna delay too much anymore, man. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Did y'all wipe your feet when you came in? That's all I'm concerned about at this point right now. If you guys are acting like true Jews, faithful, able to follow instruction. Is that what's going on? Emoji snatching, what you mean? I'm not sure what's going on. Let me know what I'm missing out on. But if I'm coming in all right, man, put a 7 in the chat for me. Because the mic was tripping too before I hopped on. It looks like I'm coming in all right. 7 in the chat for me, would you please? Brethren, sisters, let me know so we can get started. Anyone? I mean, y'all sleep already? I know it's Friday Night Lights, man. I didn't mean go to sleep already. Okay, I see him in the chat. All praises. Okay, so, as usual, man, we got to get started with some scriptures first of all. All right, the water. See, this type of lead, brothers and sisters need to be following. You know what I mean? And matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to check and see what's going on. I'm going to check and see what's going on. I didn't even kicked in my own. I didn't wipe my own feet when I'm going to check and see. Okay, hold on. All right. Y'all keeping it real. Okay. All praises, man. All praises. We done made it. All right. Okay, that's good enough. Let me go on and get started, man. No more delays. I said to myself earlier, 2 hours, IQ. 2 hours, and that's it. I'm not gonna go 3.5 marathon style. I know y'all still ride with me either way. I'm trying to be a little bit more concise and disciplined with these DSTMs, especially the lives. The lives be going 2.5, 3 hours, 3.5 hours sometimes. So I'm trying to keep the attention span of everybody locked in, even though the majority of y'all still hang in there. And all praises for that. But just doing some experimenting myself, trying to figure this whole thing out. But nonetheless, let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Let me share my screen. And let's get to a couple scriptures. A couple scriptures set the tone. I mean, you guys see the title. America is finished. This place is going to be a scrap heap The writing is on the wall. Everybody sees it. We go through prophecy after prophecy, judgment after judgment, current event after current event, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. There's not going to be a vote that you can get out of this thing to bring everything back. There's not going to be a market correction that Esau proposes through the Federal Reserve and the government that's going to bring this whole thing back into the hands of Satan. His reign is over. He had his turn. The children of Israel are awakening and coming back into our true knowledge, heritage, understanding who we are. And as the proverbial saying is, we got next. Shout out to them brothers at HOI. But, this is what it is. So let's get to a few scriptures, man, to highlight what's going on. I'm going to try to, I'm moving the spirit as usual as we continue on. I'll bring out some other scriptures later. Most High permit, or the spirit moves me to do so. But let's open up with this one. We're going to open up with Revelation 14:7-8. Okay. So it says, Revelation 14:7 says, saying with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him. At this particular time, you're going to see right here, for the hour of a judgment has come. You got to be like really, really blind and mentally challenged to kind of not see what's going on in the earth right now and not recognize that things are not normal, things are not good, things are not the same, things are not returning back to the same, things aren't moving in a righteous direction. They're continually more evil and more wicked as we're moving forward, right? So if we understand and know that, why not follow the script on how to get out of this situation, how to get ourselves in a situation of comfort and succor to where the Most High can actually watch over, bless us, and protect us from the said perils that's going to be coming. So saying with a loud voice, fear the Most High and give glory to him. That's important. As you always hear, myself and others will always say, man, all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. As we move toward these end times, you can't give him enough glory. The Most High is selfish. He wants all the credit. Didn't he do that in Deuteronomy 32, 39? Let's go here real quick. I always said I'm moving the spirit. So Deuteronomy 32, 39. Most High is selfish. He said he wants full credit. Okay, Deuteronomy 32, 39 says, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. The Most High said there's no lowercase g. There's no power. There's no authority. There's no other authorized power that supersedes him. There's no other God with him. He said, I kill, I make alive. I wound, I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the Most High said, if you want to talk about killing, blame it on me. You want to talk about making alive, blame it on me. Wounds, blame it on me. Healing, blame it on me. That's how the Most High works. Okay. So that's why I say we gotta give him all the glory. Let's look at 1 Samuel. Is this 1 Samuel? Or is it? It might be. Hold on. 1 Samuel 2:6. Yeah, here we go. There's a precept for that. 1 Samuel 2, reading 6. It says, the Most High killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. So reiterating what was said in Deuteronomy 32. But look what else he also added to it. Coming out of the mouth of the prophet Samuel. The Most High maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. So if we're looking at financial success, financial ruin, the Most High is in control of all of that, man. You hit the lottery, you better give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High for it. You got that raise, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High for it. You got fired, you got brought down low, you sleeping on a concrete slab, you lost everything. Hey, thank the Most High for it. Because he can always lift you back up. Verse 8. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill. That's how you know that the children of Israel is going to be risen up and put back in our rightful position, because the Most High always moves with the underdog. He said he didn't choose us because we were a great and mighty nation. We were the least of the nation. We're the last ones on birth on the earth. The Most High likes to show his power through beating and defying the odds. Beating and defying the odds. Ask Gideon. 300 against tens of thousands. That's how the Most High moves. I mean, look at the Maccabees fighting and going against all odds, defeating Greek armies, more skilled, more highly trained, had more weapons, you know. But you can't replace the utter will and the spirit and the power of the Most High. He raised up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Most High's, Yahweh's, and he has set the world upon him. So everything is in control by the Most High, right? So let's go back to Revelation 14. Let me read verse 7 again. Saying with a loud voice, fear the Most High and give glory to him, for the hour of judgment is come. So this is why we're seeing everything that we've been talking about. Y'all just seen the story I did yesterday. The numbers are varying between 3,000 and 10,000, but nonetheless, you've seen all of them dead cows mysteriously rolled over, killed over, rigor mortis kicked in, which was a shock in the world. They said it was heat and dehydration. I mean, heat and humidity. But the question is, they've never experienced a situation like that. I mean, the farmers who should be locked in with the weather and the seasonal changes didn't take provisions to try to, make sure that the cows was taken care of. Or were they poisoned? I mean, who knows? Just ironically, I mean, none of them was like on their last leg. None of them was kind of like halfway breathing, looked like they would. I mean, they all look like they got hit with something, But nonetheless, the Most High said the hour of the judgment is coming. I mean, you see all the plagues, you see the war, you see the famine, you see the violence and the wickedness that's arising in the earth. We're in this so-called Pride Month, and we know pride goes before destruction. Pride was the beginning of sin. And here is America glorying in it, promoting this madness, right? Hour of judgment is coming. Worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen. It's fallen. That great city. Everybody knows about the majesty of America, man. Where and what happened to good old America? Land of milk and honey, man. Land of the free, home of the brave, all that old foolishness that they've been inserting into the narrative of their history. But it's falling. You can see it around you. You got infighting politically. You got infighting between America and NATO and these other countries, man. Everything is fumbling right now. Economically, which was the backbone of America, it's all shot to hell. I mean, look at the fall of Rome, man. Just look. I've always said, look at the study of Rome. This is the birth child of Rome. So when you're looking at the collapse of the economy, the overexpansion of territory, the infighting that ended up, internal wars, all was the reasons why Rome collapsed. Right? So if we're seeing the same things mirroring with America, what's the ultimate thing that's going to happen to this place? You guessed it. There's nothing new under the sun. Thus saith Yahweh. Okay? And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So he had no problem indoctrinating, force feeding the poisons of the great whore and the beast system to the world, man. And they open up their mouths like baby chicks. You seen the chicken. I mean, the baby birds and chicks, man. When the eagle or that hawk or that falcon, comes back with the food, or the sparrow or the raven comes back with the worms or the food, man, and the babies just got their mouths open, chirping away, waiting to get force fed. And that's how America does, man. Rationing out the wrath of the fornication, man, to all the nations, so that they can make sure that they have sustainability in their little colonized areas, feeding off of the teat of the great whore known as Babylon, man. All right, let's go to another scripture. This place is finished, man. Just look around. The writing is on the wall. No pun intended. Because you know what happened when Belshazzar, I believe, it's either Belshazzar or Nebuchadnezzar. I can't recall off the top, but you know what I'm talking about with Daniel. And they asked him to read the interpretation on the wall, man. The graffiti that was on the wall, he couldn't understand it. None of his wise men could understand it. He called Jeremiah in and he said, Jeremiah, man, break this down. What's on the walls? And he said, hey, you about to go, you about to be destroyed, man. Darius is coming in and Babylon is going to be no more. Well, the writing is on the wall, man. Yahweh Shai is coming in and the holy angels, man. And there is no coming back for this place. Okay. Let's look at this right here. Jeremiah 51. We're going to read 25 and 26. And always remember, man, these things are cyclical. These things are twofold. And we know that the fall of ancient Babylon happened, but there also is going to be a fall of current Babylon. Okay. So here we go. Behold, I'm against thee, O destroying mountain. Well, who is the destroying mountain? You know, a mountain is a metaphor, man, for a nation or a kingdom. Who is that destroying mountain, man? What nation has maintained itself in warfare for over 200? I think America's only known peace for like 14 years of its existence. It's gone through the Spanish-American War, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, getting ready to engage in World War III. They've been involved in what other wars? I mean, Korean War, Vietnam, you name it. Afghanistan, Iraq, Kuwait, the Persian Gulf, the destroying mountain. I mean, ask the Japs. Ask the Ammonites, man, if they are a destroying mountain when they got hit with that hydrogen bomb. The Most High said he's against this place. I mean, you think the Most High is really embracing this damn sodomite culture that's going on right now, man? They flaunting it all over the place, man. I can't watch YouTube without a damn sodomite tranny ad, drag ad popping up on somebody's channel. They probably don't even know. I mean, this is straight up foolishness, man. O destroying mountain, save the Most High, Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. Well, who has destroyed the earth, man? So-called white man has destroyed the earth. Chemtrails, rape, rob, and pillage lands from people, destruction of civilizations, destroying the earth. He's polluting the waters. He's doing this is why they're running around talking about save the damn turtles and constantly talking about how we need to, save the earth and the Green New Deals and all the eco issues that's going on. He's punching holes in the ozone layer, constantly launching up with rockets and satellites, trying to break the firmament, trying to get out into the third heaven. Do you understand? Destroying the earth, man. Oil spills all over the damn place. They had a couple of oil spills just last year in California, near Dockweiler Beach, and I think not Manhattan Beach, but there was another beach, man. He dumping oil here, all over the damn place, man. Poison of the water, food supply is gone. The Most High said he's against him which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. Well, who's hiding in the clefts of the rocks? All the elites. And I ain't talking about slow Biden, man. He's a low-level boob. You talking about the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Klaus Schwabs. You talking about Bill Gates. You talking about Zuckerberg. You talking about this cat that owns Amazon, Bezos, and a lot of other shadowy figures, man, that we don't even know what their names are. But they're heavily entrenched in operations of Babylon, man. They straight the pimps behind the great whore. They're there, right? Most High said he's going to tear them down from them rocks, man. They coming out them high places in the high groves with offering sacrifices and their occultic practices and the pedophile rings and all of that. Verse 26. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Most High Yahweh. There's not going to be no rebuilding of America, man. There's not going to be no making America great again. When I build back better. I mean, all of that is folly. Time is ticking, man, and we see that the Most High is turning up the sands of the hourglass, man, is getting flipped over more consistently, more rapidly, more faster. Because didn't Yahweh Shai say that the time must be short, cut short for the elect's sake? In Matthew 24. Let me just pull it up. He said that the time is going to be cut short for the elect's sake. Hold on. Look at this. Matthew 24:22. Well, let's read 21. Okay, it says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as one not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." So we know that this is prophetic. We know this is beyond 70 AD because we've seen mass destruction, and we've seen destruction of civilizations and the seizing over of peoples and captivities that far exceeded what happened to us in 70 AD. So what's to come is going to be greater in tribulation, and it's going to affect the world. Verse 22. "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." Man. So as the elect is being sealed, the Most High said they're not going to pray to the Most High that we're of the elect. We're not going to have to go through the greatest of the tribulation that's going to befall the earth. The time's going to be cut short. And as we're seeing, time is moving rapid. I don't know if y'all know this, man, but time is flying. Time is flying. So America don't have too much time left. Don't have too much time left. All right, let's go back to Revelation 18. Revelation 18. And I want to read 20. We're going to read 20 down to 23. So it says, "Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her." That lets you know, man, that the holy apostles and the prophets are here in this time right now. "Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and." So the host of heaven is going to be celebrating. I mean, Luke 15, I believe in the 7th verse, tell you that the host of heaven, man, the angels rejoice when one sinner turn from his repentance. Turn from their sins and repents. So this is how we know that they have the ability to rejoice. Luke 15:7, it says, "I say unto you that likewise joy shall be in heaven over one sinner that repenteth, more than over 99 just persons which need no repentance." So in other words, man, the Most High is not really tripping off of giving you credit for what we're supposed to be doing. You don't get rewards for doing what you're supposed to be doing. When you do above and beyond the call of duty, man, that gives you rewards. That's why the Most High said that he that turneth the sinner from the error of his ways, covereth the multitude of sins. It's one thing to just say, I know I'm an Israelite, I keep the commandments, I don't do nothing else. The Most High said, well, whoop-de-doo. That's great. That's what you was born to do. But what else are you doing? You understand? That's when the Most High said, well, that right there, that work that you're doing, that's going to cover a multitude of sins, man. You done woke up one of your fellow brethren and sister, man. You got them to repent and start following the path of righteousness. You proved it and be shown to be a good example to a flock. You've been a righteous example as a virtuous sister. You've been a good example of a diligent, hard enduring soldier for Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You've awakened and you've enlightened some eyes, man. You got people to turn from the error of their ways, and you're keeping the commandments and doing what you're supposed to do, man. That needs to be rewarded. That's how the Most High thinks. So we see that how the joy works. So 20 says, "Rejoice over her, thou heaven." So we see with the angel's going to be rejoicing, man. When they see Babylon fall, this place goes down to the ground in a heap of smoke. Oh, yeah. It's going to be beautiful. "And ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. And the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, "Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down." So, Esau's not going to go down without a fight. He's not letting go. He's not letting go of his death grip on the earth, man. If the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked and America is central command, he's not letting it go, man. So it's going to have to be turned out with violence. The scriptures say, man, the saints shall take the kingdom. Ain't going to ask. There's not going to be no negotiations. There's not going to be no votes for it. He's not going to surrender it. This is why this place is going to get turned up with heinous crimes, civil war, race wars, ultimate destruction, murder and mayhem. And Esau is going to be killing each other. They going to kill each other. They're going to try to kill every damn Jake. Man, all hell is going to be breaking loose in this place. It's going to get bombed to death. I think I got it in the story. I think I might have it in my PowerPoint. But if I don't, I might try to find it in moving forward. But Nicaragua, I believe I do have it. Nicaragua just opened up their borders, man, to allow Russian troops to come over there and train. So what are they training for? They supposedly engaged in a war right now with Ukraine. Well, they going to Nicaragua to train so then they can go fly back and say we're war ready to jump back in there with Ukraine? No. They strategically are playing chess, mobilizing and getting troops set right along the borders of America. I mean, let alone they already got the ICBM missiles, man, that can hit over here in, I believe, 20, I think they said 25 minutes, 22 minutes, something like that. Them things can hit. So, and we covered the stories, man, where the Satan 2 missiles, man, there's no missile defenses that can stop it at this point. The technology doesn't exist. America hasn't caught up yet. So take a guess. And then they're mobilizing troops into non-allied countries of America. So with violence is going to be thrown down, right? And shall be found no more at all, man. This place is going to be wiped out and destroyed. Period, point blank, bottom line. Okay. What's happening within America? We know that America also is known as spiritual Egypt. Spiritual Egypt is the embodiment. We've gone over Revelation 11 and 8 ad nauseum. Hopefully everybody understands that particular precept, right? But what happened in ancient Egypt? See, this is Genesis 41. We're going to read 53 and 54. So, everybody should kind of know the prophecy in regards to the dreams that Pharaoh was having. Nobody could interpret it. Joseph was released out of prison to interpret the dream. Joseph told him, you got 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine, and the story played on after that, right? So imagine what's going on with America right now. 7 years of plenteousness. America been riding high, man. If you want to date back to the times of Obama and then into the 4 years of Trump, they wanted to give Obama a third term. But because of presidential rules and regulations, there's no third term that can exist. Right? The max you can do as a president is 2. So people was loving and so in love with Obama, they wanted a third term. Couldn't get it, right? But out of the ashes of reality TV and failed real estate deals is Donald Trump. And man, them Edomites, was in love with him for 4 years. Right? So let's look at the last 3 years of Obama. Then you had another 4 with Trump. Oh, everybody was in love, man. You see, I just played you the video on Monday. Trump being a damn prophet. Oh, if you elect slow Biden, gas is going to be $6, $7. Oh, you elect slow Biden. What he telling? The stock market is going to crash. So just in the spirit, man, look at 7 years, man. America was, nobody was thinking we'd be where we're at right now 7 years ago. Look at it that way. Everybody was working. Everybody had a little money, especially the last couple of years, even during the pandemic. The stimulus checks was flowing. The PPP bread was flying around. Niggas was out here researching crypto, getting paid off the stock market and the crypto market and real estate flips and, vacationing. And now all them Negroes is running from the damn FBI and the law because they just saw us coming back for that damn money. See, 7 years of plenteous, right? First 54 and 7 years of dearth. 7 years of dearth. And dearth is equivalent to famine. Began to come, according as Joseph has said, and the dearth was in all lands. But in all the land of Egypt, there was bread. So when we're looking around and we're seeing what's happening, the earth is in mourning. The earth is out here, third world countries, Middle East. That means they're getting hit hard by this little famine, man. See, there's still bread in Egypt. You still got McDonald's and KFC and love that chicken from Popeyes. You think you can still go to get your little chicken sandwiches. Pizza Hut still flipping and serving up swine pizzas all day. Grocery stores are still open. So there's bread still here, man. People is 15,000. My Hispanic brothers and sisters trying to get over here to come to try to, get their way into Egypt because this is where the bread is at. Well, what did our forefathers do? Didn't Jacob bring all the tribes of Israel, the sons of Israel, came to Egypt because it was food? What's different? So right now they're acting as if, America's great. This is where the land of milk and honey is. But America in Egypt also is going to get hit with the famine, just like it did in times of old. It's no different. Matter of fact, I just seen a commercial earlier today, and it was for Arby's. Now, I don't eat Arby's. I don't know. I've tried it like years ago. I don't even think I was in the truth. Not my cup of tea. I don't eat that crap. But nonetheless, Arby's, I guess, have been promoting some new hamburger. They don't serve hamburgers. They serve up some form of meat. They call it roast beef, but it don't look like no damn roast beef to me. But whatever, they've been expanding their menu. Long story short, they've been promoting this new hamburger, saying, "Oh, Arby's is stepping into the burger world." Now, I seen a commercial today. They just said Arby's has ran out of hamburgers. But if you log on to the website and you register, we'll give you a free coupon for a free Arby's sandwich, whatever, the damn roast beef or the chicken, whatever they got going on over there. But it's only indicative of knowing and seeing where we're at with the times. I've never seen a commercial for a major fast food chain announce and say, we ran out of burgers. Hey, but if you want hey, check this out. If you want something free on the house, register on the website and we'll make sure that you get a complimentary sandwich because we couldn't get you that burger. You think that's impacted because of the beef and the food shortages? I mean, when else are they running out of burgers? Or you just saying, no, it was just that popular? It was that popular, man. They couldn't keep up with the demand. I seriously doubt that. Let me make sure I ain't got no. I want to make sure everybody's on, man. We good? Okay, all praise. So boom. So yeah. Oh yeah, Coab, you on point, man. Mystery meat. Y'all don't know what that is, bro. I don't know what that is, man. But I don't mess with it. I ain't seen them roast beef look like that. That's some Bill Gates Soylent Green, mixed up stuff. But nonetheless, man, let's get back to it. So the dearth is coming, and people are already experiencing. Check this out. Let me switch over here, man, so we can kind of keep up the pace a little bit. Nehemiah 5. Okay. And it was a dearth at this particular point in time. But check how people was reacting. And there was a great, and not only, we're just talking about usury was getting imposed upon the people, man. The Persians was extracting taxes from us. They had the Uncle Tom noblemen's lined up, enforcing the taxes, bottom line usury, breaking the law. And it was a time of economic hardship. And the people went to complain to Nehemiah. And this is what they said. Verse 1, it says, and there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their brethren, the Jews. Why were they against their brethren? Because you had noblemen and set up puppets, man, who was enforcing unlawful taxings of the children of Israel. And it was like, man, why don't they stand up and say, no, we can't do that to our people? Verse 2, for there were that said, we, our sons and our daughters are many, therefore we take up corn of them that we may eat and live. So they're saying, look, we got a large household, we got a lot going on, man. We got to feed our families. Inflation is bad, put it in today's terms. Inflation is bad, man. Gas is up, man. We can't afford what's going on right now, man. And you giving us higher taxes? Well, that's what just happened right now with the Fed hikes. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The Fed hikes, the Federal Reserve, up the ante on the tax rates and the interest rates. I think they said 75 points, which is essentially like another 0.75% higher. So you know what that means. Mortgages is going up. Anything that's on loan. Your credit card minimals due, that's going up. Car notes, that's going up. Mortgages, that's going up. Taxes, that's going up. We already see the food prices, the gases, the diesel, everything else. That's already skyrocketing. So our people was experiencing the same type of things back then. They saying, look, we got to feed our families, man. This is madness. What's going on? Verse 3 says, some also there were that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses that we may buy corn because of the dirt. So here they are. They running out of money. They're in debt. The minimum wage wasn't kicking in enough. And they said, man, we had to mortgage our lands. Man, we had to sell stuff back. Well, watch what happens when this housing market continually crashes. Remember 2008? They were signing everybody up on them low interest rate loans and making sure pre-qualifying everybody. Man, you could be working at McDonald's and they tell you qualify for a $500,000 loan. Go buy you a house right now, man. Live it up. And within the first year or two, that balloon loan payment done popped. The adjustable rate that kicked in. You got in and your rent was $1,200 or your mortgage was $1,200 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. And you like, man, we living it. Finally made it. And I still got my job at McDonald's. Oh, the good times was rolling, right? Oh, until that fixed rate, that adjustable rate mortgage kicked in. And within the first year and a half, your mortgage went up to $3,500. And you got duped. And the bank came back, repoed it. Your credit is jacked. And you're back in mom's garage eating out of a hot plate. Your wife left you. You understand? That was going on, man. And this is what our people are saying. They said, man, we're low on cash, man. Everything is jacked up right now. We done mortgaged our lands, vineyards, man. We out here subleasing, doing everything we can to survive. Our houses that we can buy corn because of the dirt. That's what we headed for, man. As the skyrocketing prices of food, the collapsing of society as we know it. People are going to find themselves in further. It's already people living off of credit cards right now. I mean, you done payday loans your way into further debt. You're trying every damn thing. Well, I'm gonna go apply for this card, and I'm gonna use this card to pay for that card. And then once I pay for that card, then I can go buy more groceries. But then I'm gonna pay, let me get another credit card so I can go ahead and pay this car note and get them off my app. Hey, that's dead. That's dead. So people was doing the same thing, right? Verse 4. There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute, and that upon our lands and vineyards. So look, they was taking out loans. And what are they running around here telling you, man? You come on out, get finance on this new electric vehicle, the new electric truck. Oh, man, they trying to get everybody in these damn traps. Oh, we got money to loan you. Oh, but the interest is going to be 25%, 27% to pay back. Oh, and the Fed just hiked it up, make it 30. Can you imagine? You making the minimum payments, man. You ain't even touching the principal. It's all paying all interest. That was the problem that was going on. They said, man, we out here borrowing money just to pay the taxes and just to survive. We can't even buy food now. Verse 5, it says, yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, or Shalakia, our children as their children, and lo, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters to be servants. So what was the last resort? Pure bondage. Hell, man. Sharecropping, working for free, killing yourself just to live. I mean, we're on that level right now, damn near. Reading on, it says that some of our daughters are brought under bondage already. Already in captivity. I mean, this is what are people out here celebrating Juneteenth for? Oh, we're talking about the end of slavery in Texas, man. We still in slavery, man. I mean, I don't know if the word has gotten out yet. We still in bondage. Okay. Neither is it in our power to redeem them, for other men have our lands and vineyards, man. So people are going to lose their lands. They lost their lands back then. Same thing is turning around. Just look at the housing market right now. It's in shambles. It's in shambles. Nobody's buying. It's hard to sell. The people who are selling, they coming up because of the values and the interest rates. Everything's coming up, but nobody's buying. So now it's going to be hard to even sell. And then there's a lot of people who did buy, and they have to sell at a loss because people can't afford the price that they're asking. Or let's say that, you got the exodus of people that's leaving from places like California, going to Texas, going to, Nevada, Arizona. I mean, you know that there's an exodus of people moving to Mexico. That's what's so ironic. Look at this. That's so ironic, man. Our 10 tribe brothers and sisters, they down there flooding and pouring in at the gates, begging Esau to open up to come over here, and people in California is trying to get over there. How did they not get the message?
The elements.
If people are leaving here saying this ain't it.
Let's go, buddy.
And our people no, it is it.
Offers
Babylon is heaven. The California exodus, remote workers move to Mexico due to sky-high gas and
California
housing
exodus
costs.
continuing as residents flee Democrat policies and high prices for
people from
Republican
California
states.
is going down
and
there.
Even Mexico. In
they're
fact,
making
approximately
California
200,000
wages,
people are now commuting
so they're
between
outbidding
California
and they're driving up the
Mexico
cost of
each day.
living.
DeVore,
Making a
former
lot of
California
the
assemblyman who left the state for
Hispanic
Texas, not for Mexico.
peoples and tribes down there having to move and getting outbidded for homes that they thought they could qualify for. Same thing is happening down in Texas. Can you imagine? I think
Todd,
the median cost for a house
this is,
in
of course, a
California
problem
right now
that's
is like
been
between
going on
500
for
and
some
700,000
years as far as the
so let's
cost
just say
of
you
living
sold your
in
house,
California.
but you want to move to
Not
Texas,
entirely, but
and you're moving to
largely due
Austin or
left-wing
Dallas or
policies
some
that
clean,
make
some
houses
smaller
more
city,
expensive, that make fuel more
especially them
expensive,
smaller
make
cities like that,
electricity
Temple.
more expensive. And
Oh,
because
you go
of
down there
these
and you go buy a house
regulations
that's
from the
typically
left, people just
selling
can't afford to live in California any longer. Now, Todd, it used to be that just retirees
and you just
would
sold
move
your
down to
house for
Baja
700,000.
California. But as you've pointed out, since COVID
And somebody in
because of
Texas is
Biden
saying,
inflation,
I'll
we're
buy
now
it for
seeing
250,000.
more and more
You saying
working
what?
Californians essentially
A
living
four-bedroom,
in
two-bath
Mexico
house,
for the cheap rent,
250,000.
and working
And this is
remotely.
hypothetical. My
Let's
Texas
look at
people
some
don't scrutinize me and be
Obviously,
like, what?
gas is what
Houses ain't that
everybody's
cheap.
talking
This is
about right now.
hypothetical,
Average
but it's happening. I don't know the exact housing market prices.
in the
Actually,
state of
housing has
California.
gone
Think
up
about that. That
because
is
of
absolutely
everything
insane.
that's
If you
going
want
on.
to buy
Stuff
a
ain't as
house,
cheap as it
it's
used
going
to
to cost you
be. People that
hundreds
made
of
the
thousands
exits
dollars
down
more
there
in
into other
California
states
than it would in Mexico.
earlier,
If
a
you want
couple
to rent,
years
it's going to
ago,
cost
they
you
made the
3
right move
times as
because
much in
now
California and in
it's
Mexico.
it's even
And if
more
you wanted
expensive.
to buy a
It's
house
not even
in
that great of a
California,
difference
only
in certain places.
25% of the
That used to be
residents
a lot
in
cheaper.
California
So
could
back to the point.
afford the median
Sold my
home
house for
price
700,000.
last quarter of last year. Think about that
I'm
for
in
a
a
moment.
bidding
Only
war
a quarter
with
of
a
the state
native
could even
Texan
afford to
and
live
me
there.
in
But you
California
say,
with
Chuck, that there are some
700,000.
costs that come with
They say
trying to go
250. I
and
said,
live in
hey man, I'll
Mexico
give you
for people who want
275.
to
They
get out of
said
California.
we're
What are
going
those costs?
325.
There are a number of things that I would be concerned about as an American expatriate.
They ain't willing to go that
Mexico.
high. They like,
First
man,
of all,
375.
the
Shoot, I might as well
rising
move to
crime
Houston
in
and get
Mexico
a
is
smaller
increasingly a
house.
systemic problem
So they get
with the drug and human trafficking
375.
cartels. Now, so far, they've generally not targeted Americans unless you're somehow connected to the drug trade. But
and then you go down there,
very, very rapidly.
And everybody,
Number two,
don't like you
very
because
low cost
you
of
came
fuel
from California,
in Mexico.
You
People have
up
to
the housing market
understand
prices,
that that's due to heavy government subsidies. And right now,
because
with the world price of oil going up so quickly, the Mexican government
so it just creates even more
a lot of money with every gallon of gas.
So this is what was going on.
And if they reduce those subsidies,
you have the
not
dirt,
only
you
is
have
the
people
price
over
of
here in
fuel going to go
man,
up in Mexico, but you may see
other
some
people owning the
unrest in
lands.
Mexico. So, it's not.
And that's what's
it's
going to end
not
up
all
happening. The
that
banks
it's
are going to come back
cracked up to be.
repoing people for,
And lastly, Todd, I think
property
it's really
values.
important that Americans
Insurance companies are going to be changing up, man. Premium is going to be going up because crime is happening, man. All of these
that the Biden administration are trying to implement
weather,
nationally.
so-called weather
It's just that
disasters,
they've been implemented
natural disasters,
and
quote
most
unquote,
aggressively in
are going to be
California.
happening.
So Biden's just kind of
saying, look,
tired,
we got to
old
raise up the
face
premiums.
of
Oh, your
American
mortgage is going up because the Fed
ideology. But what he's implementing,
you lost your job because of the economy and the recession and everything else. I mean, this is what's going to be going on,
and it's not working.
This is what's going to be going on,
which is why people
let me
are
get
leaving
two
the
more,
state
two more
in
scriptures
rows.
And they have been for years, quite frankly, Chuck.
I know I said 2 hours, man. Don't listen to me.
Keep getting elected.
Everything's on the most high
Chuck DeVore, thank you for your time.
Forget my plans. They'll never go. They never come to pass. All right. Going back to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51. We're gonna read 63 and 64. Okay. Let's read 62. Okay. It says, then shalt thou say, O Yahweh, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it. These are talking about ancient Babylon, but it's talking about current Babylon as well, man. The same fate will befall the birth daughter, daughter of Babylon, as America is known as. And Isaiah 47:1. So let's look at this. And this is one of the monikers of America, right? See, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Who's the daughter? Who's the birth child of ancient Babylon? Yeah, you guessed it. The same place in Revelation 11 and 8. Or Revelation 14 and 14 and 8, I should say. Tell you that Babylon is the great city. And then Revelation 11 tell you about the great city that killed the saints, paraphrasing, spiritual Egypt and Sodom. See, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, man. America's going to be shut down, destroyed, and they're not going to have rulership and kingdom, dominion anymore. Oh, daughter of the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans were the high witches, the men of quote unquote wisdom of Babylon. These were your, in today's terms, man, these are your techies. These are your science, your scientists. These are the ones who's out there turning men into women and women into men. These are the ones who are out here using gene editing software, man, trying to create the perfect baby. These are the ones out here that's pushing transhumanism. These are the ones out there saying that there is no God, I'm God. I played you the video what was he? I think he's a neurophysicist or he's a physicist. Richard, dang it, I forgot his name. Richard something, man. But nonetheless, man, he said they're going to become gods. If you don't like it, it is what. Basically, if you don't like it, it is what it is. But nothing's going to stop you from turning me into a god. And if you get my way, I'm going to kill you. Y'all remember that video? Don't make me find it. I'll pull his ass up. All right. But that's it. These are the daughter of the Chaldeans, man. The birth children of the so-called wise men and the witches of Babylon, man, who was involved heavily with the idol worship, man, heavily in their occultic practices, into the worshiping of the heavens and the astronomy and all of that. Right? It says, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Yeah, no, it's not going to be, America's not going to be the darling of the world anymore. It's not going to be the gray whore, man, the woman, tender and delicate. Get out of here. Okay, let's go back to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51. Let's read 63, 64. So let's read 62 one more time. Then shalt thou say, O Yahweh, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it. Didn't we just read that in Revelation? Okay. Neither man or beast, but that it shall be desolate for how long? Forever. Well, who else has been told that they were going to be exterminated and removed from existence forever? In Obadiah 1. Well, it's only one chapter. Obadiah 18, I think Obadiah 17, right? 7. Said, there shall be none remaining at Esau. Well, the captain's going down with the ship. You dig? Verse 63. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it, and cast it into the midst of the Euphrates. And thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. Most High said, man, once this is written in stone, written on papyrus, once the prophecies is understood, man, you could tie it up, throw it into the Euphrates. Sinking is done. There's no more coming up. There's no more reviving of Babylon, man. It's over with. Okay. Last scripture. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16. 2nd Ezra 16, because well, you know what? Let's just start here. Let's just get to the business at hand. Okay. When you're reading about Iran, Syria is modern Iran. Okay. Syria is modern Iran. Let's look at oops. Let's see here. Oh no, I'm tripping. Persia is modern Iran. I'm tripping. But they're in the same region. If we look on the map between Persia, let me see here. Let me get the. Yeah, thank you, sir. Oops, luck. Let's see here. Yeah, so Persia is an eastern country, the land of the Persians. So when you look on a map, you're going to see, different areas that's engulfed in it. See, south by the Persian Gulf, the Carmanian Persian. It says the Empire of Persia encompassed the territory from India on the east to Egypt and Thrace on the west, and included, besides portions of Europe and Africa, the whole of Western Asia between the Black Sea, the Caucasus, the Caspian, and the Jazartes on the north, the Arabian Desert, the Persian Gulf, and the Indian Ocean on the south. So when you're looking at the map, right? Let's just look at this one. I want to kind of look at one that's a little bit more current. Let me get you up here where we can see. It's lucky. I want to find a decent one that also shows. Oops. It's lucky. So when you're looking at Iran, right? Here's a little bit better one. So this is part of the Persian area Iran, also shares the similar borders. Um, but when you're looking at Syria, right? So here you see Iran, you see Iraq, Turkey, Afghanistan, Pakistan. When you look at the old maps of Persia and the Persian Empire, it extended over into these areas, right? So the point of the matter is when we're seeing headlines like this, and then shoot, there was a precept just popped in my head. I think I was thinking of second Ezra. When you're looking at this headline, right? Hold on. Let me see. That's what I want. And, yeah, Salakia. Hold on. Where's my PowerPoint? Okay. So let's look at this real quick. Oh, shoot. Hold on one second, y'all. I got. All right, Salakia, y'all. Hold on. What video y'all talking about? Terry Jacobs, you can't hear? I know I'm a little behind. What video was playing? Did I miss something? Help me out, y'all. Catch me up so I know. So I know we all right before I continue on. I don't recall a video. Somebody leave me a was it a previous when I pulled up the article about the Californians moving to Mexico? I don't want to continue, man, if y'all can't hear me right. Hold on. Okay, now the water. But I'm okay now. Everybody can hear me okay now? I don't want to be jacked up, right? Okay. All right. So everybody said we good. All right, all praises, man. Shalakia, y'all. Shalakia. Uh let me go and get back over here. All right, so looking at what's happening right here, right? It says fears grow over Iran's nuclear program as Tehran digs a new tunnel network. So, one of the things that's been going on is Iran's been bubbling up, and they were given the knowledge about nuclear power. And the threat was that they could have nukes prepared within a year. I think they broke their sanctions, or Russia helped them break their sanctions or whatnot. And now that they've got the ability to, accumulate nuclear power, they've been causing a stir over there with Israel, right? Matter of fact, there was a story. I don't think I got it here today. Slacking. Come on, IQ, get it together, man. You're all over the damn place. But I don't think I got it today. But you know what? There is a story that talked about how Iran blocked the cameras Yeah, look at this. See, when Esau can't, be involved and be in the business of everything, man, they start to panic and they starting to get worried. See, you win. Iran is removing 27 surveillance cameras at nuclear sites. See, they don't want Big Brother, all in their business, wondering what's going on and what are they doing with their nuclear power and they nuke sites, man. Are they over there building up a weapon? What are they doing? And that gives them more reason for paranoia because why? That's what the so-called white man would be doing. He turns off something, he's doing some dirt in the dark. So don't blame Iran when Iran is out there doing the same thing. Do you understand? So this is what they're out here doing. Okay. So this is what's causing the panic. Israel's on super paranoid status, trying to figure out what's going on. Right. So fears grow over Iran's nuclear program as Tehran digs a new tunnel network. Washington, Israeli and American intelligence officials have been watching each day as Iran digs a vast tunnel network just south of Natanz nuclear production site in what they believe is Tehran's biggest effort yet to construct new nuclear facilities so deep in the mountains that they can withstand bunker-busting bombs and cyber attacks. So, they're out here showing how Iran is getting prepared for war, and they're out here utilizing nuclear technology, something that they've been denied of for years on end now. Now they're catching up. And they don't want the wild men of Ishmael to get loose. Let's look at this in a second at Ezra 15. Hold on. Second Ezra 15. Actually, I want to read. I'm going to read. Let me see. Let's go down to verse. Let's start at verse 20. Okay. All right. So it says, "Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus." So, in other words, the Most High is again calling all the kings of the earth to reverence, meaning to honor and to respect his will and his wishes, what he's going to be doing and performing. They're going to do everything that he wants them to do. Just like in Ezekiel 38, where it says he's going to put the hooks in the mouths of Gog and Magog, and going to draw them into war. That's what's going on, right? So it says from the rising of the sun, from the south and from the east. So we're talking about all the way in the east, man. You're talking about China, Taiwan, south and the east. You're hearing about Pakistan. You're hearing about Syria, Iran. Libanus is Mount Lebanon. So it says to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. So they're going to be going to war. All these nations are going to be going to war. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also and recompense in their bosom, saith the Most High Yahweh. So they're going to pay the price, man. They're going to see what it's like to be, constantly oppressed, constantly in warfare, constantly looking over your back, constantly being, ridiculed and persecuted and oppressed. Right? Verse 22. My hand shall not spare the sinners. Oh, he loves the sin but hates the sin. What do they say? He hates the sin but loves the sinners. The Christians say. I mean, what does it say in Amos 9? That the Most High is going to destroy all sinners. Paraphrasing that. My hand shall not spare the sinners. So, forget about that. He hates the sin but loves the sinners. What in the world are they talking about? Anyway, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. Reading on, it says, the fire is gone forth from his wrath and have consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. Oh, but the church said we don't have to keep the commandments. The church said it's not a problem. We're under faith and grace. Oh, plead the blood of Jesus. Everything should be received with thanksgiving. Oh, don't worry about the dietary law. Christ cleaned everything. He was what? Are we not reading the same, thing? That's why they don't subscribe to the Apocrypha, the Christians and the apologetic community. Every which way, they don't have to read that in here. We can read that in both Old and New Testament. The same principle, the same instruction, the same statute. How the Most High will destroy all those who don't keep his commandments. Period. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. Let me get down to the verse 27. Oh, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. Also, there should be no reason why we should be raising our eyebrows saying, oh, the Devok 91? What? What's that? Is it man-made? No, the Most High is sending all these things. At the end of the day, we know how Esau is capitalizing on it and politicizing it, and Esau made it, a strength of his in his kingdom. Oh, monkeypox, Ebola, hepatitis, all of these things, man, all the STDs, drug resistant, bacteria is all over the place. Most I said, man, the plagues is on the whole earth right now. I mean, go ask them cattle ranchers over in Kansas. Was that a plague or was it the heat? I mean, that doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. For the Most High shall not deliver you because ye have sinned against him. Okay, let me read down here. Behold, an horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east. Pay attention. Were the nations of the dragons of Arabia. Well, who are the dragons of Arabia? Who are these people in the Middle East? The dragon is going to be coming out ready to make war. Shall come out with many chariots, and a multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. And also the Carmanians. The Carmanians are the Iranians. This is northern Iraq. Carmania is in northern Iraq. So this is the modern day Iranians. Okay, it says also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. So you're going to see destruction in the Middle East, and it's going to be at the hands of Iran, because why? This is why they're so hot with war right now with Israel. Now, it hasn't gone full blown into war status, but there's plenty of threats that's happening right now, because the news is kind of getting old with Ukraine and Russia. So the next rising wars is China and Taiwan, Iran and Israel. See how the Most High is playing? The Most High said that there's not going to be no rest for this. A few years ago, man, once the hype died down and we're not hearing too much about, it's just kind of like the same old fiddle playing, Iran and Russia and Ukraine is going at it. Latest reports I've been reading is Russia's really making moves and starting to seize eastern Ukraine, and things ain't looking good right now for the Ukrainians. They really out here begging and panhandling to the UN and to NATO for more help, more money, more everything. And it's not looking good. So that's something else to watch, because can NATO actually afford to lose Ukraine? What type of blow is that going to send to the rest of the world to say, well, Russia essentially defeated NATO by defeating Ukraine, because NATO by proxy was fighting in the same war, funding and giving weapons and propaganda and the whole nine. And if Russia was to come out on top, I mean, there's going to be no stopping Putin and the rest of his regime. So they ain't going to let that slide. Something's going to be done to change the narrative. But here we go. Let's move on. So Iran has got people paranoid right now. They turned off the surveillance cameras on their nuclear facilities. They're not letting anybody know what they're bubbling and cooking up. Israel's paranoid. Look, Israel and Iran, 5 minutes to Armageddon. Here we are talking about Armageddon. Why are we using these biblical terms in mainstream media now? We need Valley Jehoshaphat and Joel 3. Come on. This is where we at. Israel and Iran are rapidly approaching an inflection point over Tehran's nuclear program, and what was the atomic equivalent of a control clash between the two countries is now devolving into an unconstrained chain reaction. In late May, the International Atomic Energy Agency and the United Nations agency tasked with globally overseeing nuclear technology and use reported that Iran possesses enough fissile material to construct a nuclear bomb. No wonder they turned the cameras off. Jerusalem's long-feared specter of Tehran becoming an existential threat to Israel is now very real and imminent. Imminent. What does that word mean? I'm going to play dumb. Let's play dumb. Let's just see. What does that mean? About to occur or impending, threatening to occur immediately, near at hand, impending, especially of misfortune or peril, full of danger, threatening, menacing, or perilous. You understand? That's what it is for the Revelation 2 and 9, 3 and 9, folks. And you know who's got to jump in? White Zaddy has got to come in and go save Israel because America's invested, spending money on them, maintaining their pact and their treaty of support. Then we also know that they're heavily invested in Taiwan, Japan, Ukraine. See, that it just goes back to America stretching itself too thin, similar to ancient Rome, man. Involved in too many wars, overspending, going broke, still trying to maintain the lifestyle of bread and circuses and all that other madness, coliseums, and still trying to entertain the public. Same way they're doing right now. Okay, so the basketball game is over, man. So man, a lot of these Negroes can come back and get focused about this word now. You can turn off the NBA for a little while. They'll be back in next year or this fall, or maybe not. Who knows where this whole thing in the earth goes? Rome would always distract the people, man, with some Coliseum games and putting some slaves to some jakes out there, man, fighting bears and lions and gladiatorial sports, man, killing ourselves out there for sport while Rome was collapsing around itself. Right? 2 Ezra 16:1 says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria." So all of these nations, man, you're talking about four corners of the earth, damn near, going to be involved in a conflict. Okay, gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. That was a form of mourning. It was a mourning, man. Men would shave their head, put on sackcloth. Most I said, man, they're gonna be girded up with sacks of hair. You sisters be thinking you out there buying bags of hair. You're gonna have a plethora of it from all of these nations, right? Cloths and sacks of hair, bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. All right, getting back to the theme of the class. Theme of the class in the DSTM episode, right? So Israel, Iran, 5 minutes to Armageddon. That's the question. But we're seeing that a threat to Israel is very real. And they've got the knowledge now that Iran has their capabilities and the nuclear resources to make a nuclear bomb. And they've been threatening to bomb Israel for decades now. Now they finally have the capability to do so. Will the wild man pull the trigger? Will the dragons of Arabia actually blow that fire? Well, thus saith the Lord, they will. All right, let's move on. Israel urges nationals to leave Turkey over Iran attack threat. So, any of the Revelation 2 and 9 folks that's over there in Turkey, Israel said, man, get out of there. Get out of there. Iran is planning an attack. So it's going down over there. They're far beyond throwing the rocks. That's the Palestinians. The neighboring Ishmaelites over there. They're throwing rocks, man, and yelling and spitting on each other across the Gaza Strip. Now Iran is stepping up saying, no, we've had beef for a long time. And finally, I'm able to even the odds. See, stark warning comes amid the latest surge in tensions between bitter rivals, Iran and Israel, with Tehran blaming the Jewish state for a series of attacks on its nuclear and military infrastructure inside Iran, but also inside Syria. See, that's why I said Iran and Syria are damn near synonymous because they roll together and they're in the same empire, or they fall under the same realms of the Persian Empire, as we read in Ezekiel 38, right? So inside Iran, but also inside Syria, Lapid made no mention of any alleged Israeli operations against Iranian targets. The damn Revelation 2:9 folks, man, and America, they've been drone attacking, bombing, killing their generals, man. Slow Biden, when he first got in office, man, he killed one of their generals. Assassination attempt. Not even attempt. They completed it. They let the Israelis, man, go over there and slaughter their innocents over there in Iran, man, and then walk away and wipe their hands and say, what? We're the victims here. Ever hear of the Holocaust? We're not going through that again. And they'll pull that card, just like they tell us, man, hey, don't pull the black card. Don't pull the color card, man. We're all equal. See, but when they do it, man, there's no problem. Everybody bows down, man, lick boots. And we should be supposed to respect their struggle. What struggle? They ain't even the people, man. They living off of the whole legacy of our downfall and struggle, man. The greatest form of identity theft in mankind's history. We all know about that. Let's move on. Okay. Finishing this up, it says, but he said Israelis and Turkey faced a real and immediate danger from Iranian agents, citing several Iranian attempts at carrying out terror attacks against Israelis on a holiday in Istanbul. If you're already in Istanbul, return to Israel as soon as possible, Lapid said in a public warning. So, they're going through major war struggles over there, threats, wars, rumors of wars is going down over there. And that's all prophetic. So Israel warns Assad they will bomb palaces if Iran operations continue to support. Continue, the report says. So, Assad is the president of Syria. So Israel says that they're going to bomb Syria if Iran doesn't knock it off. Well, why are they taking it out on Syria? See, that's why when you go back and we see this right here, woe be unto thee, Babylon, Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt, and Syria. Gird up yourselves. A sword is sent upon you. Syria, Iran is inclusive in that. The Carmanians that we was reading, the dragons of Arabia and all of that, that's all inclusive. We're talking about the Middle East war that's going to be jumping off, let alone the Valley of Jehoshaphat, man. The Most High said you're going to call the nations, grab up arms, bring them into Jehoshaphat for judgment and war. Do you understand? I believe it's at Joel 3. So what was the point? So we told them, gird up yourselves, and back to 2 Ezra 16:2. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sacks and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Why? A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? The judgment's already been laid out. There's no turning back from this. The Most High has already made his call and said, this is what it is. My children need to be delivered, man. They're working hard on repenting. They're waking up. They're gathering. They're unifying in the spirit. They're doing everything that they're supposed to be doing at however fast or slower pace. It's really moving at a fast pace, man. Moving at a fast pace. I just seen a brother a couple days ago. Me and my son was driving. I just happened to just look to the right. Brother fringed out, walking down the street. He had some headphones on, so I'm driving. He was walking. He didn't hear me. I couldn't get his attention to at least salute the brother. But that's what it is now, man. It's becoming a more regular occurrence, bumping into somebody that's in the truth. Matter of fact, my rib, this is second testimony for this week. My rib, she had my car. The battery dies out on her. She calls AAA. AAA pops up. It's a Jake in the truth. Jake in the truth. And he sees her fringes on. She leaving work and all of that. And he's like, oh, shalom, sister. Oh, you in the truth too? Man, I can't believe this. He's more concerned about the truth, as he should be, and just excited to see a fellow believer than, taking care of the problem. So she called me. She like, you don't need another battery because he tested it as dead. I said, well, ask him, don't they sell batteries? And she said, well, he's gone. He was so busy, talking about the truth and, trying to get his wife on board. And he had been watching a couple of camps, and he didn't even know that he'd been watching BOW. Shout out to them brothers, man, my young brothers, man, believers of the way. He said he'd been watching them. He didn't even know they was in LA. So I told him about it. And he, now the brother's geeked up. He want to go catch. I said, hey, all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. So twice this week, ran into some Jakes that's in the truth. And, that, again, I go back, I don't want to age and date myself. But I've been in since, 94, 95, man. So you do the math. I came in as a young man, and all praise to the Most High, man. I'm getting in my latter age, and I'm still maintaining and hanging. So, back in them days, man, in the early 90s, mid 90s, 2000s, I always say, man, it's like seeing a unicorn. You see another brother in the truth or a sister in the truth. It was that rare. You only knew your immediate circle of camp for the most part, and any networking that we had with, any brothers from back east and maybe another state or something like that. But now it's becoming more commonplace. So all praises to the Most High, man. And that all leads to the point of seeing, where we're at with the waking up of our people. Because as we're seeing these particular prophecies jump off, man, Most High said, man, a sword is sent. Who's going to turn it back? My children are waking up. It's a wrap. Look, a fire is sent among you, and who can quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? I mean, Fauci's not driving away no plagues. That's out. Slow Biden ain't driving away no plagues. The owners of Big Pharma is not, getting rid of no plagues. Fires being sent. Who's going to quench it, man? There's no quenching the fire and the wrath of the Most High. That's just the bottom line. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire and stubble when it hath begun to burn. So in other words, man, when you're facing a situation that is unbeatable odds, you know the end results. Look, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? I mean, who is he? The Most High is always asking that question, man. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He changed the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The Most High is always asking a rhetorical question to where you always got to look back and say, man, I don't know. You say it, Lord. I'm riding with you. The clues and the prophecies is undeniable. Okay? So as we see this, Israel, Syria, they're involving themselves in war, but isn't that what the Most High just said? Right? Look at this. U.S. allies pledge new help to Ukraine against Russia amid growing strains. See? Growing strains. Well, where's the strain at? NATO countries and 20 others commit more weapons to Kiev as differences grow over how to balance fighting against diplomacy. Well, now there's infighting. Now there's differences going on between NATO. And we know how that plays out, right? We know how that plays out in Mark, I think it's 3rd chapter. And I think it's Mark 3. Where we at? Here we go. Mark 3, 23, 24. It says, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So the house of NATO is having some issues right now. See, NATO countries and 20 others commit more weapons to Kiev as differences grow over how to balance fighting against diplomacy. Differences is growing. See, look, the U.S. is sending $1 billion in a new military assistance to help Ukraine repulse Russia's invasion. See, Russia's gaining forces, gaining ground. Ukraine is paranoid. Slow Biden, man, they just sent them $40 billion last month. $40 billion last month, man. Slow Biden asked for 33. They gave him 40. And now they just sent another $1 billion. Hold on, man. Remember that? He was in South Korea. And they sent him they sent him the contract, or they sent him the agreement via email so he can e-sign it. See, Biden signs $40 billion aid package to Ukraine while in Seoul. That was May 21st. That was May 21st, right? Shoot, I didn't crop the date on this article, but we see here So less than a month ago, they got 40 billion. Now look at this. Oh, see. Look at this folly, man. Miami Herald. I ain't paying you. But you can see it right here, man. I ain't even got to do that. See, suckers. U.S. sending $1 billion more military aid to outgun Ukraine. Outgunned. I mean, they've been sending them the Javelin missiles, man. They sending them tanks. They giving them weapons. They giving them money. They giving them food. They doing every damn thing. And Ukraine can't hold them down, man. U.S. expected to send $1 billion more in aid. How you just blow $40 billion in less than a month? And that's just from the U.S. Come on, man. And people over here is struggling with $7 gas. Damn near $10 up in Mendocino in California. Okay? And they talking about, man, sending these damn heathens 40 billion and another billion. As the stock market, crypto, everything's collapsing and crashing, and inflation, stagflation. We talked about that last weekend. Stagflation, man. Everything's complete collapse, man. And they just out here printing up and sending out more money to these damn fools, man. That's just losing it. Losing it. But that's the foolish nation for you, known as Esau and the Edomites, right? So U.S. pledges more aid. They're sending $1 billion in new military assistance to help Ukraine repulse Russia's invasion in response to urgent pleas from Kyiv for better weapons and amid growing strains among Western capitals. See, Russia's making moves, man. They smacking them up. Now everything is getting turned up. So they went through all of the slow motion, man, telling them, hey, surrender, man. Come. We don't want it to do this. We're going to. And then they out there putting up all of these damn propaganda pieces and wag the dog moments. And, oh, yeah, Ukraine is out here smashing them, man. Oh, you got the Ghost of Kyiv, the Top Gun pilot. Oh, ironically, the Top Gun movie happened to come out, two months after that whole story. Isn't that something? He Top Gun pilot, man, and shot down 13 Russian planes in one day. And come on, man. Every minute they showing the Ukrainians bombing and tens of thousands of Russian troops and generals dying every day. You would swear Ukraine was kicking their ass. But now the truth is starting to come out. Something ain't adding up. See, look, urgent please. The package, which includes artillery, ammunition, and coastal defense systems, is intended to support badly outgunned Ukrainian forces. How are they badly outgunned? I thought they just sunk a Russian ship. They're getting missiles. They're getting drones. They're getting radar equipment. Unbelievable, man. Esau is a fool. When he get busted in his lives, man, I can't do nothing but laugh. Can't do nothing but laugh. Okay. So here we go. Let's move on. Look at this. Great War of China. How China could invade Taiwan with terrifying drone swarms and 1 million troops in attack worse than Ukraine. So they talking about, when China goes for broke and the takeover of Taiwan, they plan on doing it quick. They ain't even gonna wait for America to try to, let's send them some money and let's help Taiwan. They said, man, we coming with 1 million troops and we're gonna light your ass up with some damn drones. Taiwan don't stand a chance at all. So wars and rumors of wars continue. Extreme record-challenging heat to make a comeback in the north and central U.S. So we're seeing what's going on with the drought situation, man. Lake Mead, Lake Colorado here on the West Coast, man, is drying up fast. Water supplies is running short. We see if you've seen the DSTM I did yesterday, the flooding of Yellowstone Park has destroyed and collapsed Billings, Montana, which they've only had 24 to 48 hours of water left. And now the heat is sparking up the rest of the country. I mean, most of us, and summer ain't even hit yet. Summer solstice will happen next week. But as of right now, most places in the Midwest and the South are experiencing, and ironically, places where you would expect heat, like, out here in California, man, it's been nice. We had deep, I think out like in the valley, it was in the 90s, and Pasadena, place like that, it was like in the 90s, and earlier this week, but in LA, man, we've been having nice weather, man. 70s, 80s. I was just out last night, and shoot, it was cold. I know some of y'all gonna say cold. Yeah, well, for us, 60 and you by the beach, and that wind is blowing. Yeah, it's a little colder than normal. But nonetheless, so extreme weather is going on right now, which only is more par for the course with how things are out of whack, man. So even Isaiah. Well, let's look at Psalm first. Let's look at Psalms 11. So look at this. Psalms 11, we're going to read 1 down to 3. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, in the Most High Yahweh, put I my trust. How say ye to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? For lo, the wicked bend their bow, they make ready their arrow and upon the string, that they may privately shoot at the upright in heart. So we see that the plot is always the wicked against the righteous. David saying, man, if I trust in the Most High, why are you talking about save my soul and flee to a mountain? There's no escaping the judgment of the Lord, man. If you trust in the Lord, we trust in the Lord, we're going to be all right wherever we're at. Now, there may be, places where the Most High gives you wisdom, guidance, and says, hey, get out of there now. We know how he moved with our forefathers. Told Abraham, man, pack up and bounce. Told Jacob, hey, pack up and go ahead to Egypt. Get that food and that comfort. The Maccabees had to pack up and flee into the mountains and catacombs or whatnot to escape, Greek persecution. So there's always times that the Most High is going to speak to us in the spirit and say, and give us wisdom and understanding and knowledge to make movements. But ultimately, we trust in the Most High, right? Verse 3 says that the foundations be destroyed. What can the righteous do? Well, we're seeing the foundations of the earth being destroyed right now. They said, well, what can the righteous do in times like this? You know what they say? When you don't know what to do what you know. And that means what? Fear the Most High and keep the commandments, man. Foundations are destroyed. Nothing is as it seems anymore. See? Look at this. Isaiah 24:1, it says, behold, the Most High maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste. So we're seeing the destitute situation that's happening within the earth, man. Droughts happening, fertilizer shortages, the minerals, the nutrients that normally are being yielded from the earth are no longer present right now. Says, and it turneth it upside down. So now we're seeing things kind of being out of whack. Only part for the course when it comes down to this weather right now that our people are experiencing and many people are experiencing, right? It says, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof, and it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Most High has spoken this word. So we're going to see a collapse of civilization of the world as we know it. It's going to be emptied. That's why we're seeing the resources being emptied out. You're seeing all of these manufacturing plants burning up, being destroyed somehow. Fish dropping dead out the sky. Land yields and not the grain shortages that's happening right now. We see it all, Now, verse 24 says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. So we see the results of being rebellious to the Most High. Everything and everyone suffers, man. The animals went into bondage, man. The animals is coming down out of their habitations. I don't know about y'all, but in California, some of these developed areas and lands, man, let's say in the valley and in LA or whatnot, man, when you start seeing coyotes, raccoons, um, sometimes you might see, especially out in the valley, you might see some of the birds of prey, man, like the eagles and not the eagles, but the hawks. But especially now, coyotes is in the cities now. I seen a picture on Facebook, man. One of the brothers had posted it. It was a coyote on somebody's roof. I mean, that's what happens when everything is out of whack. They're coming into the cities, man, trying to get food and trying to figure things out. That's why you see them stories of the bears coming out of hibernation and in people's backyards and in people's homes. I think Tisha Campbell from Martin had took a video of a baby bear in a grocery store. But everything is defined. Everything is under bondage because when the laws is broken, the covenant is broken, man. The earth now suffers. The earth's not getting its 7-year Sabbath rest no longer. It's constantly getting plumaged and pillaged. So everything, the fish, the animals, the nations, you leave it in the hands of the so-called white man, everything gets destroyed. So the earth is now defiled. We can't even get good yields from the crops anymore. But y'all tell me, man, when was the last time you had some vegetables or some fruit that lasted more than a few days? I mean, you got to pay so much extra to get fruit with seeds. Sometimes you damn near can't even find them. I mean, this is the type of stuff that's happening right now. You understand? So this is where we're at. Let's go back. And this is all because of the earth now being, in a challenging position of having to deal with extreme weathers, man, how the Most High is dealing with judgment. Now, check this out. I need y'all to pay attention to this. EPA, that's the Environment Protection Agency, okay, warns toxic forever chemicals more dangerous than once thought. Let me read that again. Toxic forever chemicals are more dangerous than once thought. Well, where are these chemicals at? Let's read it. The Environmental Protection Agency warned Wednesday that a group of, you reading it too, right? Human-made chemicals. Oh, it's not accidental. Human-made chemicals found in the drinking water. Did you hear that? Drinking water, cosmetics, and food packaging used by millions of Americans poses a greater danger to human health than regulators previously thought. See, they go out there, they make these chemicals, they involve it in the water, the cosmetics, the food packaging, and all of that. And then the EPA says, well, what's the percentage of regulation that we can safely put this out there that it'll just kind of slowly kill the people? They set the standard and they say, okay, go ahead. That should be good enough. And now they're doubling back because they're starting to see all of the plagues and all of the issues that's happening within the earth. That's now coming back to, the chickens coming home to roost. Now they looking like, hold on, people are dying faster. People are, coming up with all of these particular ailments, and we don't want it to come back on us. So let's open the doors on some other plagues and blame that. Look at it. The new health advisories for a ubiquitous class of compounds known as polyfluoroalkyl and perfluoroalkyl. See how Esau got these damn names, man? Got me sound crazy. Perfluoroalkyl substances, or PFAS, underscore the risk facing dozens of communities across the country, linked to number one, infertility, population control, thyroid problems, and several types of cancer. These, quote, forever chemicals, they're not going anywhere, can persist in the environment for years without breaking down. So now that we see, and there's proof positive, this is from the Washington Post. You can go look at the whole article for yourself. And I'm going to give you another jewel to check out as well. Man-made chemicals are being put into drinking water, cosmetic products, and packaging on food. See, they don't tell you and won't tell you which ones and what is it. But it's leading to infertility, Now you're seeing why all of these experimental drugs and commercials is going on about artificial insemination and birth and IVF treatments and ED for the men and all this other stuff, thyroid problems and cancers, and they're not getting blamed. They're not taking a rap for it. But look at this. There's a book right here, Eco Science, Population, Resources, and Environment. Okay, I brought this out years ago. I'm gonna show it again. Eco Science, John P. Holdren. The book is like damn near 800 pages. Might be 900, I think. So don't even attempt. Don't even attempt. I'll give you a screenshot right here. Page 786. And you can. There's certain pages of people have taken on Google images. You can find some PDFs of the book on there. You might be able to do that. But nonetheless, look at this. Social pressures on both men and women to marry and have children must be removed. Now, if you go back to the lesson that I did regarding the LGBTQ HIV community and them being agents of Satan, and I went into what was known as the Jaffe Memo, and they talked about how they wanted to limit the family, they wanted to increase homosexuality, they wanted to have rewards for their being single parent homes, and rewarding the women for not marrying, having men, limiting the amount of children. And it was all proposed by the president of Planned Parenthood. If y'all didn't see that class, go back, look in the archives, and go find it. I think it's the LGBTQ, Agents of Satan, something like. I know it's Agents of Satan is in the thing, but if y'all didn't see it, check it out. I show all this information regarding the whole understanding of ideology, I should say, of where this whole sodomite agenda is coming from, and how one's quote unquote sexual preference, as they like to say now. Oh, it's not just about gender, it's sexual preference. I mean, I heard some damn sodomite say, and he was a tranny. The dude said, my choice of what I am is only about gender, but that doesn't involve my sexual preference. Can you imagine the mind games that these fools was playing? He said, just because I'm a man and wants to be a woman, that doesn't mean I don't sexually prefer a woman. Do you understand that? This is what this fool said. And that's what they're promoting out there. Oh, it's not just gender wars, it's sex wars, it's all of this madness. But nonetheless, man, I'm getting derailed off of that. But anyway, go back, check that lesson out, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But here is another proof positive. I didn't even put this in the PowerPoint. I should have. But this is about population control. This is about methods that they're using. Okay, this is what they're talking about: eco science, population, resources, and environment. This is a whole book that they talk about all different ways of how they want to preserve the earth, how they got to depopulate, how Esau can try to maintain control. They're going to use science, all kind of madness, man, to get on the puppet. Okay, so social pressures on both men and women to marry and have children must be removed. So this is why you're seeing the BLM and all of them running around talking about they got to get rid of the nuclear family. This is why Esau created all of the governmental safety net programs like Section 8 and EBT and SNAP and all that other stuff to make sure that the single mother remains that way. You can have baby daddies all day. You can go ahead and not know who the father is and go, get a little check on Maury and embarrass yourself out there, so long as you don't have a structured family, which only would tie you into being more nationally minded or nation minded, right? So they want to remove that. Remember, in Psalms 83, it says that the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance. They're confederate against us, man. They're taking crafty counsel. This is part of the crafty counsel, y'all. So they mobilized the the women's rights groups. That's why they out here pushing so hard out here with the abortion and the Roe versus Wade, and they're trying to exploit that whole situation because they don't want married men and women having children. They like, look, hey, go out there and free will, have sex, fornicate, adultery, do what you're gonna do. And if you get knocked up, hey, go to the clinic, man, yank that baby out. It's all good. Go take the morning after pill, no problem. But just don't get married. Don't have an upright family. Let's read on. As former Secretary of Interior Stuart Udall observed, all lives are not enhanced by marital union. Parenthood is not necessarily a fulfillment for every married couple. See, that's what they want to promote, right? Oh, you don't have to be married to have a good union, man. Everything, you don't have to stay with her, man. Get on out there, man. Knock that down and keep it moving. See, if society, I didn't highlight this, but if society were convinced of the need for lower birth rates, no doubt the stigma that has customarily been assigned to bachelors, spinsters, and childless couples would soon disappear. But alternative lifestyles should be open to single people. Alternative lifestyles. What do you think that is? And perhaps the institution of an informal, easily dissolved marriage for the childless is one possibility. Let's look at this, though. Do you see that? Alternative lifestyles should be open to single people, man. Open up other doors, gateways for them to experiment, man. Involuntary fertility control. Involuntary. That means that you didn't ask for it. You didn't volunteer for this. It's going to be forced upon you. The third approach to population limitation is that of involuntary fertility control. Several coercive proposals deserve discussion, mainly because some countries may ultimately have to resort to them unless current trends in birth rates are rapidly reversed by other means. So they already talking about utilizing involuntary population control method or involuntary fertility control methods. Now we're seeing here about what? Man-made chemicals found in drinking water, cosmetics, and food packaging that's linked to infertility. Involuntary. Making sense? This the devil, man. And then there's another part in the book. I got it on my phone. But it actually mentions them putting chemicals in the water to cause infertility. I didn't get it on here, but I had that part on the book too. Maybe I'll do a follow-up and put that on. But nonetheless, for time's sake, y'all see what the plan is. You see what's going on. Okay. Look at this. Economically, this is the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell. Okay, he says it is not going to be easy. Fed Chair Jerome Powell warns there will be more economic damage before inflation comes down from a 41-year high. 8% inflation as the Republicans blame Biden spending for forcing the biggest hike in interest rates since 1994. So when the Federal Reserve Chairman came out and he says, quote unquote, it's not going to be easy. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to IQ. Don't listen to the other brothers who's out there, man, prophesying and telling and pulling out current events and showing brothers and sisters, man, what's happening. Oh, just go out there and keep thinking that everything's going to be great. I'm not talking to you brothers and sisters who's tuning in live right now. I'm talking to the ones who still kind of, walking that fine line around on the fence, thinking, oh, maybe, it ain't as bad as they saying. Maybe there still might be some hope. America can rise from the ashes like the phoenix, man, and be great again. I'm talking to them. I'm talking to the ones who, some of y'all sharing to your social media pages for the new brothers and sisters, man, who may be tuning in. Man, if Esau is telling you it's not going to be easy, man, I had a conversation with a brother I hadn't seen since the previous Pentecost, past Pentecost, man. He popped up and he said, man, hey, man, level with me, brother. How bad is it going to be? And I told him, I said, all right, it's going to be bad, pretty bad within the next 12 to 14 months and moving forward. So we got to start our conversation like that, man. We caught up for how many minutes? Man, level with me. How bad is it going to be? I said, hey, it's going to be pretty bad, bro. And then 2 days later, the Federal Reserve Chairman pops out and he says, it's not going to be easy. So don't listen to me. Y'all, our people love Esau's words more. Okay, fair enough. Well, let him tell you. This is dude with the damn keys to the bank, man. He got the pin. He got the pin code to the ATM machine of America. He telling you, hey, I'm changing the passcode. It ain't gonna be easy access to the bread no more. So, Federal Reserve raised the interest rate to 0.75% in an attempt to rein in record levels of high inflation. See, this is being used as a method to help curb spending. So, if they make things more expensive, more unattainable, make people watch their pockets, that's going to mean less dollars are floating around in the system, and that means that there's less, risk of the dollar overinflating. So the more dollars is out there, the less valuable it is. To put it simple, man, that's inflation. Okay. So their point is, if we can raise up interest rates, we can raise up the cost of living and the cost of standards, we can stop people from spending money. A year and a half ago, man, they was printing up PPP and EDD scams and stimulus and begging people, man, take this money or else. Remember that? You couldn't turn down that damn stimulus money. I know people was questioning, like, hold on, you about to give me this money? Is it taxable? Am I going to report this? What's going on? Oh, no taxes. It's all good. But you're going to take it. And now that once it's been taken, all this money that got printed up, now it's coming back to bite. Let alone, 40 billion needs to go to Ukraine. Oh, we need to send them another billion in less than a month. So 41 billion in less than a month. This is why they did, the Republicans are talking about blaming Biden spending. Biden wants to spend multi-millions of dollars on drug kits and opening up safe zones so, dope fiends can get high. I mean, that's where the priorities of the money is going. Money was getting sent over in all these other countries. They all was making come-ups on his little budget plan. They knew what they was doing, man. They want to destroy this place so they can, quote unquote, build back better. And it ain't gonna be better. All right. I ain't gonna read no more of this. Y'all can do your own research on what's happening. But look, I'm gonna just show. I just want to highlight this because people may not understand how this is going to affect everybody, right? See, it will drive up loan rates for homes, cars, credit cards, and it will be more expensive to borrow money. So as everybody's out here already moving in debt, people are going to look to borrow money to get out of that debt. And that's going to be even more costly, more, stringent in order to get that money, right? So this is what's going on. See, and Slow Biden talking about everything is great. Everybody's making money. Nobody's had more money than any other president in history. This dude is a damn dope fiend like his kids, man. Anyway, from great resignation to forced resignation, tech companies are shifting to layoffs after a huge ramp up of hiring. So we're already starting to see the collapse of many of the industries that people were expecting to make great yields on, or the tech and everything else was a way to go. Now they're getting laid off. Coinbase, I know they laid off a certain percentage of their workers. Elon Musk just laid off a gang of his workers on Twitter. There was a number of different companies. Yeah, you see down there, Redfin laid off, workers. So this is what we're talking about. You just lost your job and now going back to Nehemiah 5. Oh, I got to mortgage the house. I got to take a second mortgage out to make sure I can, survive hopefully the next year and a half. But meanwhile, that made my damn mortgage payment go up. You understand? This was going to be happening. Housing starts. Permits collapse in May. It's from Zero Hedge. Amid surging layoffs in the real estate market. So the real estate market is experiencing layoffs. Slumping home builder sentiment, roaring rates, and plunging mortgage applications, it is no surprise that analysts expect a drop in housing starts and permits in May. Those numbers were destroyed as housing starts crashed 14.4% and permits plunged 7%. So the housing market is on the downward spiral, right? Furtherly showing how America's collapsing. I mean, you're talking about a country that prides itself on colonization and taking over lands and building up on something that ain't his. So no wonder that the housing market is collapsing. Now, this is what I really want to touch on, man. Look at this dude, Slow Biden, man. Look at how he's fixated on his own daughter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, it, man. You seen the videos. You seen him, inappropriately touching them kids on all his little campaign tours. Rubbing on their hands, giving them inappropriate hugs, whispering in their ears. Just real wild pedo action, man. Now look at him. Look at the gaze at his own daughter. This is how dysfunctional, man. And this is a dude that's out here running the country, a career politician, Senate in Delaware and vice president and all over the place, man. 45, 46 years he's been in the game. He's got a daughter that's a dope fiend and a sex fiend. He's got a son that's a sex fiend and a dope fiend. His other son has already been put to death. I mean, this dude doesn't know. He can't even raise his own household, man. The scriptures say, man, you get your household in order, man, and then go out and reprove and rebuke the people in 2 Ezra 14. We don't have to go there. But look at this. And check how they're coming at this woman. Exclusive. Florida woman who found Ashley Biden's diary in a halfway house is under FBI investigation for selling the journal in which the president's daughter recalled showers with my dad, probably not appropriate, and details her drug and sex addiction. Again, look at the picture and look at him looking at his own daughter. He's staring at her chest, man. She ain't even got nothing up there, man. But you can see the lust in his eyes. And this is from her diary. She left the diary in a halfway house because she comes from a dysfunctional family headed up by the damn devil himself, Slow Biden. And she's writing in this diary a couple of years ago. She leaves it in the halfway house, man. Some woman finds it, reads it, and then she ends up selling it. Hey, what's the crime in that? But Slow Biden sends the FBI after her. Hushman, shut her up. They're going to shame her. They're going to find some dirt on her because she's in a halfway house. So obviously she's an ex-criminal, whatever. The real story is, man, what was this dude doing, man, taking showers with his own damn daughter? I mean, let's see. Here we go. See. I'm telling you, man, this dude is disgusting and the damn devil, man, for real. You would think that, and he parades himself around here like he's, for the people. He's trying to constantly invoking the word, quote unquote, God. My God, I'm the good guy. Look at this. This is Leviticus 18:7. The nakedness of thy father, or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover their nakedness. I mean, that's clear. That's the law. None of you shall approach any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. And here this dude is leading the country, right hand on the Bible, saying one hand, one nation under God, individual. I'm going to be there to sworn against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I'm going to be the new president, and I'm going to take care of the. This dude don't praise nothing but Satan, man. Let me read this. Look, Amy Harris is under investigation for selling Ashley Biden's diary after the president's daughter left it behind at a Palm Beach halfway house. Previous reports claim that Biden's reported it stolen in an alleged burglary, but DailyMail.com has learned Harris is not being investigated for theft. It's her selling of the property that could be considered a crime, and the fact Ashley is the president's daughter kicks it to a different legal level, a well-placed source said. Harris, 39, moved into a Palm Beach home and found the diary under the mattress shortly after Ashley moved back to Philadelphia in 2020. She is said to have later passed the private journal around at a Republican fundraiser before selling it for $40,000 to a right-wing organization, Project Veritas. The diary contained shocking and sensitive information, such as details about her chronic drug abuse, sex addiction, and being hypersexualized in her youth. Well, what are they doing right now with all of the youth under Slow Biden's watch? Are they not hypersexualizing the kids? Are they not constantly pushing the narrative to have the drag queens read to them? Are they not hypersexualizing with the the trans and the gay books for kids as young as 5 and 6 years old? Are they not out here parading them around in all of these damn pride events? The movies, the commercials, the innuendos, pedophile. I mean, come on. All under his watch. See? Isn't that what the scripture say, man? As a leader of people, so hold on. Isn't that in I think it's in 10. I probably can spell it right. Look at this. Sirach 10. And we're going to read 1 and 2. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. Well, clearly we see Slow Biden is not a prudent man, and America is not well ordered, man. This place is Babylon. It's confusion galore. The wheels are done turned off. It done came off the chariot. They basically are just trying to kick the can down the street, man, trying to extend the lifespan of this place, and it's pretty much a wrap, right? Because there's no order, man. This dude couldn't even rule his own house. He got 2 kids, man, dope fiends, and a harlot daughter, and a damn dope fiend, sex fiend son who like to smoke crack, man, and buy prostitutes, scamming and getting millions of dollars from other countries. Look, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of the ruler the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. No wonder we're seeing what's going on in the earth right now, and what's being promoted by America. Well, look who the head is, and look how he ran his household, and look at how the officers respond and react. His own daughter said in her own diary, man, why would she make this up and lie? And then report it stolen and say, I need that back. Chronic drug abuse. I mean, that probably chronicles why she was in a halfway house, which I'm sure she must have got locked up, got out, got paroled to a halfway house. Whoops, forgot it. Now she need to report it stolen. Hopefully nobody, goes into it and they return it back speedily. Too late. Now it's out. Chronic drug abuse, sex addiction, and being hypersexualized in her youth. Look at this. Quote, I remember having sex with friends at a young age, showers with my dad, in parentheses, probably not appropriate. You think so, honey? She wrote in a January 2019 entry. And you can see by the look on this dude's face, looking at his daughter, that he's lusting after her. I'm through. And here it goes. Biden fires a cultural war salvo with big LGBTQ HIV celebration. Big celebration. This how they get down in the White House. I mean, look at the sodomite in the back with the white turtleneck, and the other sodomite with the green hair. I mean, this is the cabinet full of weirdos over there. And this is who he's inviting in. This is who he's celebrating. U.S. President Slow Biden used a packed White House gay pride celebration Wednesday. I mean, that's the glory of America right now. You want to know if they spiritual Sodom in Egypt? Look no further. When the White House is having gay celebrations at headquarters. Gay pride celebration Wednesday to tell young LGBTQ HIV Americans they have his support in the growing culture as wars ahead of November's and the growing culture wars ahead of November midterm elections. So he's trying to weaponize them, but at the same time, man, he's ready to come out the closet his damn self. Him and Obama. There's a lot of rumors about Obama being, switch hidden. But anyway. Look at this. Quote, my message to all the young people, just be you. You are loved. Biden said to Cheers. I want you to know that as your president, all of us on the stage have your back. We have your back. I mean, you might as well say, man, I got the Vaseline too. In the lube, man. Get out of here. Look at her. Nancy Pelosi. You know, this old aged witch, man, who's been out here calling shots in California for God knows how long. Old as hell, man. Still, she got her claws firmly clamped down in her political seat, man. She refusing to let go. She going on RuPaul's Drag Race, man. Look at all these damn, Democrats, man. They now, the Negroes, man, the damn coons that was duped into believing the hype. Remember, there was a mass exodus of his black staff, and Kamala Harris, her black staff was leaving. They all like, man, we got to do, man. This is folly. We're out of here. So now they're seeing that the support of the Jake is diminishing. And as the Southern Kingdom goes, the Northern Kingdom is going to follow. So remember, they went and pleaded out to the damn gooks and brought them the Korean pop group over here who couldn't even speak English, talking about, Asian hate, and they wanted everybody to be equal and love the Democrats. And then they flew their ass back to Korea with checks in their pockets. And now they out here pleading to the sodomites and the tranny army to come get they back. It's disgusting, man. Nancy Pelosi appears on RuPaul's Drag Race. Quote, "Yourselves in drag is what America is all about." Did you hear that? Lest anyone is confused about the reincarnation or the regeneration of Sodom and Gomorrah being America, man. They coming out their mouth saying it. Gay pride, parties at the White House. Slow Biden saying, "We got your back." Nancy Pelosi talking about drag is what America is all about. I mean, no wonder her husband is, drunk, getting into DUIs and getting jacked up. He probably like, man, this damn broad is out of control, man. I need to sip a drink. Hopefully I crash. Look at it. Just in case you think I'm out here BSing. Mugshot from Paul Pelosi's DUI arrest revealed. Look, he had a DUI and crashed. Look at it. Look at the mug on him. Wet as hell. No wonder he's sipping drinks, man. Getting drunk and then jumping in the car like, man, I got to get away from this broad, man. If I die, F it. You dig what I'm saying? 4:13 in the morning, man. He out here sipping, and you got to look at this and deal with this broad every damn night, man. Are you serious? And she out here saluting us, the drags and the trannies, saying this is what America is all about. "It's my honor to be here," Pelosi said after being introduced by host RuPaul Andre Charles. "Your freedom of expression of yourselves and drag is what America is all about. In the midterm elections coming up," see how they always want to, parlay that in there? "With the midterm elections coming up, it is very important for people to make their choices and their vote heard." See, Slow Biden came out on one of them late night talk shows. He came up out of his coffin to make a public appearance. So, he can try to get some people out there for the midterm elections to vote because they down bad. They can't rely on Kamala Harris to get out there because she ain't gonna do nothing but laugh. Pelosi out there pleading to the drag queens and the trannies, man. This is ridiculous. But they announcing, they telling you what it is with America. Don't get it twisted. Look at this. More the American way. Trans kids. See? Trans kids treatment can start younger. Look at they getting at them early. They are getting at them early, man. You understand? Just like they was doing with that poke. Oh, the first they said, "Oh, you're too young. You can't get this." Oh, no, we drop it down. 15 to 18. Oh, yeah, that's cool. 15 to 12. That's okay. 11 to 7. Okay. 5 to 3. Okay. Now 6 months old, you can get that thing put in your arm. See, nobody was talking about no damn conversion therapy and sex hormones and all that on kids 10 years ago. Now it's full blown. Now it's commercialized. Now it's going down. You understand? A leading transgender health associate has lowered its minimum age for starting gender transition treatment, including sex hormones and surgeries. See, this is the daughter of the Chaldeans. This is what they up here doing. You understand? This is what these damn maniacs is doing. Experiment, man. Said, bring us your children, so we can go ahead on and experiment on them, man. Let's see how young we can get them in. Look at the First Timothy 6:20. Oh, Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. Any oppositions of science, man, the Most High said, man, avoid that thing, man. Avoid it. Because what are they doing? They out here, man, creating whole new creatures, going against the laws of the Most High. Look, even surgeries. They're talking about 14. 14, we can go ahead and chop the boy's thing off, man. Invert it in to make it look like. It's Friday Night Lights, right? All right, I just want to make sure. You got the kids sleep? You know what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about giving a 14-year-old boy implants. You give him some fake boobs, too? I mean, come on. The World Professional Association for Transgender Health said hormones could be started at age 14, 2 years earlier than the group's previous advice. I mean, what changed? They got more mature. You know, the bodies are able to handle the treatments better. I mean, what? Why couldn't they wait two more years? I mean, the hell with it. Why do it at all? But just logically thinking. Devil's advocate. I mean, what sense does this make? Outside of an agenda to say, man, we got to get him even earlier. Can we get this approved? And some surgeries done at 15 or 17 a year or so earlier than previous guidance. The group acknowledged potential risk, but said it is unethical and harmful to withhold early treatment. Unethical and harmful, even though there's risk involved. Let me move on. Look at this. And this is the truth. I will never be a man, ever. Transgender man. Now, you know, the trannies is warring within each other. You feel me? They're warring within each other. Here's a tranny coming out speaking against this stuff. I will never be a man ever. Transgender man tells author Matt Walsh that America is selling our most vulnerable kids a medical illusion when we tell them they can change their gender. The tranny even came out and acknowledged this. This dude right here, this female is in the green. That's a female. That was a female that she's transitioned to a quote unquote man. This is the author right here, Matt Walsh. He made a book, you know, investigating the whole, you know, trans movement and all of that. He's got I think he got some YouTube videos, a documentary that he's done. There was one video I seen where he was having a discussion with this tranny out in I don't know where it was. I think it looked like Hollywood or something. It was an Edomite, and he was saying, you're saying that it's not fair to call a woman, and the trans dude was like, no, nobody should have a right to tell a woman what she is, and da 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 da. And he was like, okay, I think he said, so, is it okay to call a cat a cat? And he was like, you know what? I'm done, and I'm very mad that I even accepted this interview. I'm leaving. I said, he just cut him, and he said, well, if you're going to determine, you can say what is and what isn't something, then you can't even call a cat then. And I think it was a cat, but nonetheless, man, he cut him with his own damn logic. But you can see this madness over here. But at least she came out and said the truth. That she'll never be a man ever. And America's out here capitalizing on vulnerable minds and selling them an illusion that they can be something that they're not. There's always that buyer's remorse or survivor's remorse, man. When you got, these cats, man, to go out there and transition and go through these surgeries, and then they regret it, and then they want to, detransition and come back. They're all over the place. Look at this. Reveal Disney axed. Here's some good news. Revealed Disney axed its animated film Lightyear from cinemas in Malaysia after it refused to cut gay kissing scene that saw it banned in 13 other countries. So there is still some morality in other countries, but America's not going to stop pushing the issue. But at least Malaysia and 13 other countries, it was like, hey, you can't film that over here. We're not allowing that in our theaters as long as you got a gay kissing scene in a kids movie, man. And look at the couple. Who are they targeting? What? Northern and Southern Kingdom right there. They're the gay couple, man. 2 females. And ironically, one of them got a son. Got a female partner. And they want to making out on the damn movie, man. What does that have to do with Buzz Lightyear, man? Come on. Was they doing that when Toy Story was out 10, 15 years ago? No. But all of a sudden now they feel as though they need to include a kissing scene and have a gay couple in there, man. But all praise to the Most High, man. At least some countries are saying hell no. Look at this. Abortion group declares open season on pro-lifers. So look, warfare is being announced. They're already, I talked about it before. They're going to wind up the crash dummies ahead of this election so they can get it on in these streets, man. The Department of Homeland Security, FBI, they already said, get ready for a turned up summer. Violence is going to increase. Now they're allowing, the pro-life and anti-abortion groups or the abortion groups to get loose. And they out here professing in public. It's open season. There's been some vandalizing and some attacks going on at pro-life rallies and abortion clinics. I mean, this is what they're trying to do. So an abortion group declares open season on pro-lifers, warns next protest won't be easily cleaned up as fire and graffiti. So they talking about getting physical and going there. Y'all remember last week, 31 Edomites from a so-called far right wing, white supremacist group all got arrested, ironically, as they were going to a pride event that they was going to go turn up, So they and the pro-life group, the abortion group, is saying, well, let's get it on there. So expect some more, madness to go on in these streets, man. Look at this. Squad member Jamal Brown. Now he's a Democrat representative, I think, out of New York. And look what he's doing. See, they're trying to capitalize. They want to capitalize on some violence. They want shit to get turned up as they're running around talking about we need to stop the guns. We need to seize the guns. Notice that's kind of died down now. They having meetings, but all the meetings are getting shut down. But squad member Jamal Bowman claims there will be civil war if the Republicans take the House in the midterms because white nationalists will be emboldened to take over the government. So, the white nationalists already run the government, man. This silly Negro, man, he's still thinking white zaddy, slow Biden, and the Democrats is going to save him and protect him. But he's being used as an operative, man, to turn up the black and brown, the Israelite community, to say, well, if the Republicans, win this November primary, man, the white nationalists is going to take over, man. They're going to come and kill all you niggas. So get out there and vote. We got to keep white zaddy, slow Biden in office. Master going to save us. He going to protect us. Po black folk. Po brown folk. Damn coon-ass Negro, man. He's being used as a pawn, man. But you see, these are the type of things that Jakes is going to take heed to. They're either going to get out there and vote or it's just going to get turned up in the streets after the Republicans take the House, because all signs is leading towards them doing it. Slow Biden's approval rating is dropping like flies. I mean, everything is in turmoil, and all people's going to say is, well, shit ain't working in this hands, man. We need change. To hell with it. We'll just go back to Republicans then, whatever. And as soon as they hear that, you already got Negroes out there. If you do, white nationalists going to take over. It's going to be civil war in the streets. Promoting race war. Well, if that's how it's got to go down, man, according to the prophecies, then so be it. But this dude is a damn fool. Because he's out here trying to endorse some more damn white folks talking about white nationalists are going to take over the government. And it's already being taken over by some white nationalists, man. You didn't hear about Slow Biden when he said, man, what did he say? Colored people are just as smart as white people. No, what did he say? Yeah, something about colored people are just as smart as white people. Alluding to little black kids being roaches, as he talked about roaches crawling on his leg or some madness. I mean, come on, man. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Why you have a whole exodus of his whole all his black staff is leaving the government, their governmental offices, because they saying, man, it's all a joke and a farce and he's phony and it's a lie and they out of there. And this dude's talking about, man, hey, we got to keep him in there. White folks gonna take over if you don't get out of here, man. The progressive Democratic lawmaker made the prediction on MSNBC. He warned that the lives of black and brown people are in the balance. The lives. If Republicans come back into power after the November midterm election, see how desperate they are? They would impeach President Biden as quickly as possible, and they will continue to find ways to impeach him going forward, Bowman said. It comes 2 weeks after a recent survey shows more than half of the Republican voters believe the U.S. is headed towards civil war, compared to 39% of the Democrats. I mean, this is the type of folly that's going on, man. But either way, the threat levels is being raised up. Oh, yeah, there you go, Hezekiah. That was it. Let me post that up, man, because I completely bobbled that one up. But you said it correct. Yeah, all praises. Yeah, poor people. Well, who's he alluding to, man? Who's he alluding to? Poor people just as smart as white people, man. This dude's a damn boob. All right, let's move on. See, and now as all of this is going on, you see what's happening in Michigan. And this is going to start spreading to many other departments. Michigan Police Department say higher gas prices has forced them to ask deputies to handle non-urgent calls over the phone instead of sending officers to call-outs. So because of the gas prices and the gas crunches and the conservation of resources, police ain't showing up unless it's quote-unquote urgent. And they will determine what's urgent. So if you're talking about, man, I just got home, it looked like somebody broke into my house, some things are shuffled all over the place, my lock is broke, I don't know if anybody's in the house still, I'm going to stay outside. They're going to say, oh, well, look in the window, see if everything's all right. We can't get a unit over there until a little while, nobody's close enough, we're low on gas. Whatever they determine as quote-unquote urgent will determine whether or not they show up. So when you start seeing where America's in a position now to where the police ain't even showing up because of gas prices, man. Just imagine what's going on with the rest of the world, man. You understand? Just imagine what's happening to the rest of the world. You're talking about the supply chain shortages with diesel and trucks not coming in. That's one phase. Now we're talking about the people who's supposed to quote unquote protect and serve. They're saying we can't even show up, man. I ain't got enough gas. I got a half a tank, man. It's got to last my whole shift. Is it urgent? No, we'll holler at them over the phone, man. Tell them we'll be there tomorrow after we get some more fuel when we come back in. Take a message. That's in Isabella County, okay, in Michigan. But imagine, things keep going the way they're going. As they run around talking about defund the police and all of that, resources and money is going to be coming up short. So don't be surprised when some more stuff go down and they telling you get rid of your guns. Well, what are you supposed to do, man? You going to call 911? We seen what happened to that in Buffalo. We see what happened down there in Uvalde. Did the police help? Was they there? Was they able to secure anybody? Did they save lives? But they telling you, man, hey, rely on us, man. My ass. Anyway, let's move on. CDC issues new guidance on the NP. The symptoms in the U.S. cases balloon. Any surprises there? Now the CDC is getting involved. Now the CDC wants to start laying down new guidelines. So you can only imagine where the narrative is going to go with that thing, right? So I don't need to expound on that. We're going to move on. Look at this. We are teetering on the edge. Food shortage worries mount as Pennsylvania farms, quote, are crushed by record diesel prices. So the beat continues with food shortages. Farmers now are even showing more worry, more stress because of the diesel prices going up. The truck drivers ain't even making no money like that no more. It's too expensive to go and haul. There's still supply chain shortages as far as the tankers and the resources coming in. You're just seeing, again, you're seeing what happened with the cows over there in Kansas. It's getting bad. Look at this. Belief in the Most High in the U.S. dips to 81%, a new low. Any surprises there? As we see, America constantly going against the Most High, man, falling into more sin, more iniquity, more unrighteousness, right? It's in Romans. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. 3:18. Look what happens, man. This is prophetic when we see him, man. There is no fear of the Most High before their eyes. This is what happens when we're seeing the wicked following after the ways of the Romans, living at the Gentile states of minds, man, following the leader of the damn heathen. The more that you do that, the less fear of the Most High is before your eyes. You see Psalms 14. Seeing the rise of atheism. You're seeing the rise of iniquity. Well, again, getting back into as a leader of the people, or so is he. So are they, right? Paraphrasing. Then when you're looking at the reasoning behind what's going on is now you're being persecuted for standing up for righteousness, standing up behind, for the laws of God. It's par for the course, man, to show you the direction that Babylon is going, man. This is not one nation under God, man. You could throw away that whole phrase, "In God we trust," on the back of the dollar bill and money and coins and all of that, man. Please. Psalm 14:1, the fool have said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. Well, welcome to America, man. The belief in the Most High is dipping. Another reason why America is going to have to be destroyed. Think the Most High is putting up with rebelliousness? He said rebelliousness is a sin of witchcraft. And the law said a witch should be put to death. So do the math, add it up, and see where this place is headed. We're not going to read too much on this article, man. For time's sake, we're just going to keep it pushing. Okay. Stock market's fall has wiped out $3 trillion in retirement savings this year. I mean, this put bleak hopes into retirement thoughts for anybody. A lot of people lost a lot of money out their 401ks, pensions. They gonna start trying to come for people, pensions, all of that, to try to quote unquote save America. But really, they pocketing the money, man. These hedge funds, these investors, they snatching the money and running. $3 trillion, man. U.S. retirement accounts lost money. People that was, building up. You just turned 66. Oh, next year, man, I'm retiring. I got my nest egg. Oh, hold on. You lost how much? Well, what's the problem? Hey, the stock market done crashed, man. All the investments that we had you locked in that was doing good, everything, it can happen overnight, man. You know how it is. This is stock market, man. Nothing is guaranteed. But don't worry, market correction. Just keep filtering in that money. Keep feeding the beast. We'll get it back on track. You might not be able to retire next year. You know, if you still want to have that same nest egg you wanted, you still want to go buy that land in Tahiti, you still want to go buy the land in Belize, or the boat that you wanted, and your plans on traveling the world with wifey, that's going to get put on hold if that money, you ain't got enough to make that happen no more. Oh, you still got 20 more years of work before you even retirement eligible? Well, you can forget about that. You can forget about that, man. But those of us who still got 20 plus years more left of work to quote unquote get to retirement age, man, it's over, man. There ain't gonna be no damn retirement. That's out of here. So you already see 3 trillion wiped out in people's retirement savings, man. Unfortunately, that's crazy. Recession fears among CEOs. The survey suggests, hey, but Janet Yellen said there's no sign of a recession. And she don't see no reason to panic. It's the same broad who said that there wasn't going to be that inflation was going to be transitory and would be out of it in a matter of months. That was last year. Now she just came out and said, oops, I was wrong about that. So we're supposed to believe that there's not going to be a recession? When all these CEOs, all the executives, all these business owners are saying, yeah, recession is coming within the next 12 to 18 months. Don't listen to me. Listen to Esau, man. Esau knows what he's talking about. Esau's running the damn economy. He's running the world. If you want to hear him say, man, in the next 12 to 18 months, everything is going to go from to worse than that, hey, get ready to make your preparations. You know, do what you need to do to try to survive, man. But stay locked into the Lord, because he's the only way we're going to get. That's your life raft, man. This is a sinking ship. The only way you jumping off with a life vest and in a good enough damn boat is the Most High Yahweh and the holy angels and Yahweh Shai. Because this ship is sinking, man. The CEO saying 12 to 18 months. So just imagine the way things are right now, and they're saying it's going to get worse. Can you or are you prepared to survive the next year and a half? Year to a year and a half under these same conditions or worse? Put it in perspective. Can you still survive with gas either being at $5, $6, $7, $8 for the next year and a half? Can you survive with certain empty shelves of certain products and foods, and the things that are there are elevated in price? Are you prepared? Are we prepared to go through another year and a half of that? That's what I'm trying to get brothers and sisters, man, to lock in their mind, because that's where it's headed. It's going to be like this and worse over the next 12 to 18 months. And really, let a couple more wars break out before 2024, 2023. It's all hell is going to break loose. It's really going to be a wrap. So I did a lesson maybe about a year and a half ago of the parallels between the Roaring '20s and the current affairs right now. I forgot the title of the lesson, but if I find it out, I'll mention it again on my next DSTM. But it's really mirroring, 1918, 1919, Spanish flu. Oh, 2019, here comes the vid, right? World War I kicks in. Here comes Russia, Ukraine, and there was other wars that was cracking off within the next couple of years. Roaring '20s, man, everybody had money, everybody was doing good, right? Oh, the stimulus was cracking, EDD, PPP, everybody was doing good, opening up businesses, entrepreneuring, all in the stock market, everything's great, right? War kicks in, famine kicks in, stock market crashes, 1929, 1930, man, everybody lose everything. It's a mess. Great Depression then hit in next. So, follow along and see what was happening. Because this is the same path that's being followed, right? So let's look at it. Portland resembles an open air drug market. After decriminalizing hard drugs, overdose deaths skyrocket by 41% in the Democrat-led city as homeless addicts collapse on sidewalks. Didn't we talk about this already? See, this is what they want, man. They want a zombied out, doped up, mind blown, gone society, man, that they can completely take advantage of or kill outright and say it wasn't me. They did it. I thought the whole reason why they was having these drug safe zones was to prevent overdoses. I thought that was the whole reason why Slow Biden got up on the millions of dollars, man, to get the safe drug kits and all of that. Is it helping? No. So we see liberal cities like Portland, that would allow uh, free drug use, certain hard drugs. Then we just see Canada. Canada saying you can't have a gun, but you can get hardcore drugs. Rhode Island, certain areas in New York, LA, quote unquote safe drug zones. Man, we can go get high and get towed up. And now bodies is dropping. So what are we talking about here? I mean, this is the folly of Esau, man. Law enforcement agents say that the streets of Portland are full of homeless addicts openly buying and selling drugs. Openly. UZL, Malachi, y'all know. You see the zombies all over the damn place, man. Thanks to Slow Biden and the rest of the liberal Edomites, man. But it's okay, let the Edomites, man, meth themselves to death. I'm more concerned about our own damn people, man, because they out there slanging and they out there getting high and getting jacked up. See, they out there doped up heroin, meth, LSD, oxycodone. So we're seeing what's going to end up happening with a lot of these little drug-free zones. 41% ODs is up. Let's move on. Abbott baby formula shuts down again the second time in 4 months. See, just thinking we got over the hump. They started importing the baby formulas from other countries, but now the Most High hit them again. Said nope. So the baby formula shortage is about to come back again. Abbott baby formula plant shuts down for a second time in 4 months. A severe flooding hits the building just 2 weeks after it restarted production amid a crippling crisis. So they ain't out the woods yet. They got some imports from other countries. They just got one of the plants, Abbott plant, just got put back up. Most I said nope. Shut it down again, man. So the baby formula shortages will continue. Another crypto lender stops customers withdrawing their money. Hong Kong-based Babel. Imagine that. Well, didn't it say that, Asia wanted to be in the hopes of Babylon as daddy? No surprises that these damn gooks would name their crypto finance company Babel in honor of their white zaddy, right? Hong Kong-based Babel Finance blames unusual liquidity pressures amid fears Bitcoin crash has only just begun. So here they are out here restricting people's money. That's how you know, man. What we think is ours ain't ours. That's why when you want to go to the bank and you want to go try to withdraw a large sum of money or you deposit, you get blessed and you got a nice little check deposit, and they say, "Oh, we can only make such and such available." And you say, "Hold on, what you mean? You the bank? You supposed to have money?" Oh no, we've got to make sure the funds clear and all that. That's because they out there shaking the dice with everybody else's savings and money, willing and dealing, lending it out for credit cards and lending it out for mortgages and paying back other banks that they borrow money from overnight. And they saying we got to wait till we get that money back before we can give you the rest of your funds. Give us about 2-3 days. We'll put a hold on it. But here you can have a third of your, $5,000 check. We'll give you $1,500. The rest will be made available in 2 to 3 business days. Well, what's the difference, man? A push of a button, it can be in your account. Same with the crypto and all of that, man. You think you got it, but these damn bastards, man, can lock down at any minute. See, look at that. Bitcoin is down 21. I think earlier today, was down to 20. It was a 60 in early November, man. That's the Roaring 20s, man. You remember that old song? Happy days are here again. Everybody was doing the jig and acting the damn fool. Swore up and down, man. It was going to 100,000 in 2022. Not according to the Lord, man, in prophecy. America's got to go down, man. So You see what happens, man. What we think is ours ain't really ours, man. When they want to clamp down on something, they take it off. Texas Power uses tops all-time record as heat bakes the state. So, Texas is getting baked down there, man. Energy prices are soaring. People are using up power at all-time highs. That we warned, and they warned about blackouts and rolling blackouts hitting this summer. How did they know that? And all of a sudden, we're seeing all this extreme weather. Well, last episode, we did talk about geoengineering. We talked about HARP and all that other stuff, right? Not saying that that's what's happening, because we know that the Most High is in control of all. He said he even created the wicked for the day of evil. So even if the Most High is puppeteering using Esau to manipulate the geoengineering and all of that, hey, it's still the Most High. But it's just ironic that they talked about expecting blackouts and rolling blackouts this summer. And now we're seeing extreme heat. And now we're seeing the biggest state in the country is using power at an all-time high to try to keep cool. Flooding is happening in other parts of the country, destroying major cities in Montana. I mean, everything is all out of whack, man. The earth is out of course. Look, another food processing plant erupts in flames. Wapaca manufacturing fire. That we just seen the manufacturing plant. The swine producer out here in California said we're packing up and leaving. It's cost too much to operate, man. Shutting down. So another one lost. Who knows where they're going to repost up at? But ironically, another food processing plant erupts in flames. But how's this been working out? I mean, you can only scratch your head and say, damn, this is just too ironic. We're dealing with inflation, food shortages. Diesel trucks can't get the food. The supplies are running short. Bare shelves, and all we keep seeing is this plant got destroyed. That plant got destroyed. This plant got destroyed. That plant got destroyed. Oh, drought over here. Oh, diesel price up here. You can't help but scratch your head and say, man, is this pre-contrived? Like, what's going on? I mean, when we can look at the book Ecoscience and they can talk about involuntary infertility control so they can kind of control the people, why else or how else would they not want to set fire to the house, walk away, and then say, oh, we'll be there in a minute. How did it catch on fire? Well, you set it on fire. No, I didn't. Look, I'm bringing the water to put it out, and they come with a bottle of water. Oh, this is going to take a while. You know what? Let's just burn the house down, man. We'll collect the insurance money, and then we'll build back better. You know how many people's going to die from smoke inhalation and the destruction of the whole damn house? Then everybody in the house is going down in flames. But you know who's going to be standing out there collecting the insurance money? The same one who said, you know what, I'm not going to throw no more water on here. I'm going to just drink this water and wait. That's Esau. That's what he's doing to America, man. Trying to put it as simple as possible. So let's continue. Look at this. Oh, children are being infected with up to 3 viruses at a time because the DVOC measures have worn down their immune systems. Oh, let me be careful with this. Y'all know, hey, Charlie Brown mode. Going Charlie Brown mode. Full Charlie Brown mode. But y'all see it. The measures. That means the means in which they took to control, curtail, stop the spread has caused the issue here. So let's go real quick. Oh, really? Let's look. Let's continue. Multiple. So what was going on with the hepatitis issue? With all the kids that was getting it, Alabama and so forth and so on. Now we're seeing something else happening, and it's being blamed on the measures that was taken to control that other thing. Very interesting. So children's immune systems are now being compromised and broke down, and they're getting various viral infections at the same time. And they're saying it's because of how something else got handled. Imagine that. Let me move on. Biden's Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm insists high gas prices are a very compelling case to buy an electric car. Look at the madness. Going back to that lesson I did regarding the parallels of the Roaring 20s and right now, back in the Roaring 20s, Ford made a car. That was the first car. And they was promoting, telling, hey, everybody get the car. Now, the new inventions is the EV cars, the electric vehicle cars. That's the new wave. So here they are driving up gas prices. California, they're restricting gas-operated machinery by 2025, I believe. Might be sooner than that. So there's already been an agenda to cut off gas. Slow Biden, when he got into office, he deregulated and shut down all the pipelines out here, stopped the oil drilling, where the resources is at. Said, no, we ain't doing that no more. We're moving to pure green energy, man. Windmills and all that other madness. And now we're seeing what happens. As he's, going to Saudi Arabia to go beg the prince for that same oil that he's saying, don't dig up over here in America, but I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go hijack a boat, Iranian boat, carrying oil and bringing that back home. I'm going to go over here and beg Ishmael for some. But I thought it was about cleaning the earth, man. I thought it was about keeping things clean. And now we're seeing what? His energy secretary is talking about, because of the gas prices, go buy an electric car. Tesla just said they're going up another $2,000 on their car. Oh, see, now I got to go prove that. And they out there talking about it's a compelling thing to go buy an electric car, man. Well, we'll tell Elon, man, he got billions. Why is he raising the price? Look, Tesla raising prices. Tesla raising prices once again this year. Well, of course he would, because he knows if that's the wave, if you're telling everybody, come on and go get electric cars, why not capitalize on it? Look at the price. Who can afford it? Who can afford it? The long-range version of Model 3 now costs $57,990. Long-range Model Y is increasing from $62,000 to $65,000, a $3,000 price increase. Miss Jake's out there, man, can't buy a used car for $3,000. You talking about raising the price on a damn Tesla? And that ain't the only electric vehicle, but come on now. How about the average price of a electric car? How much? How much are we looking at? Oh, they're talking about the EV charging stations. Yeah, you got to have that installed at the house too. Look at this. Of course, they want to advertise some damn Negroes, man. I ain't seen no dollar signs yet on there. See this? According to the United States Natural Resource Defense Council, the average sticker price on a new electric vehicle is approximately $19,000 more than that of a gasoline-powered vehicle. $19,000 more. And they're saying, why not? Just go invest. What's the big deal? You're making enough money, right? I mean, people out there deciding whether or not to fill up their tank or drive half a tank, shake the dice so they can get some more groceries in the house. And they're talking about go buy an electric car. Anyway, so it's a compelling case to buy an electric car. Official is worth $8 million and recently exercised $1.6 million in stock option in an electric car company. She's invested in electric cars, $1.6 million stock option she takes out, and she goes out there and promotes it and says, why don't you go back over there and go buy an EV? How many of these other heathens, man, you think is invested in this EV wave and they're trying to tell people go buy an electric car? Slow Biden even said it. Go get an electric car, man. You save money on gas. I mean, that's the disconnected mind frame, man, of the rich of the earth, man. Esau, man, they spend their days in wealth, and in a minute go down to the grave. That's in Job. Let me read that real quick. I think it's Job 20, 21. See, there you go. This is Esau mentality, man. They spend their days in wealth and in a minute go down to the grave, because that's all they live for is for their little money, for their cash. And here they are telling you, go out there and buy an electric vehicle, man. And people can't even, fill up their damn refrigerator with food, saying that's going to help you save money on gas. Well, we just got to read an electric vehicle is at $19,000 more than a regular gas car. But just wait until they start restricting gas cars, man, or going to start adding taxes or more prices on your registration if you've got a gas car. That's coming. We're going to be penalized for actually having gas vehicles coming up. They already talked about it in California, taxing us for having a gas car. I think we got maybe 1 or 2 more years. I think it's 2 more years before they start kicking in all of that stuff. All right. Look what's happening in China. A couple more and then we out of here. Communist Party inserts police officers as school vice principals across China. So if we're talking about a police state, you're looking at the blueprint of how China operates. They're inserting police officers and replacing the vice principals with police to try to regulate and to impose their communist ideologies and their philosophies on the kids. They want to make sure it ain't because they got mass shootings going on over there. You hear about any mass shootings in China? Is it to protect the kids and the students? Or the teachers? No, it's to furtherly oppress them. So don't be surprised when America looks at that and they say, oh, our students, China's over there really pushing the issue. Let's see how that works out. Did they get their people and their children more in subjection? As they're out here already pushing the whole narrative about what they should be learning. When they're compromising the kids, introducing them, hypersexualizing them with the gay and the transgender books in the kindergarten schools, when they allowing the drag queens or the drag kings or whatever you want to call them in the libraries, reading to the kids, when they're inviting them to the gay bars and showing them how to twerk and letting them throw ones at these men, dancing all in front of them. And now it's all going to be promoted in the schools. So why wouldn't America say, you know what? We're going to adopt the same policies that China's doing, and let's put some police in there. And the police now are the vice principals and the enforcers. Here we go. Nicaragua gives permission for Russian troops to enter the country. We talked about that earlier. That's just a chess move. Nicaragua, at one point in time, used to be a little ally of America. Well, America utilized them in the Iran-Contra affair with them helping, fund the rebels to institute a puppet government. And in return, they was buying drugs, giving it and sending it back on the street. That's what the story of Rick Ross, a drug dealer, and Snowfall and all of that is about. And now Nicaragua and America don't get along anymore. Well, they never really did, but that's why America tried to fund the rebels to take over the government. And but now Nicaragua's paying them back by allowing Russia over there on their shores and training troops just to get a little closer to America. So keep your eyes on that. Oh, I'm gonna just let y'all see this. Authorization's been given. 6 months old. Roll up. And then Fauci's double boosted and all that. And he still got the germ. So what good is this thing doing? And now they're saying now we can get this thing put in the 6-year-olds. And we just got the reading that the measures that's been taken has now compromised the immune system of children. And now they're popping in with 3 different viral infections. And the one thing that they have in common is they follow protocol. Very interesting. And now they got the 6-month-old lined up and approved. Look, German officials are warning gas shortages, bankruptcies, massive price hikes that will send shockwaves throughout the country. Germany declared that they're going to be, not accepting and dealing with Russia and their supplies and oil anymore because they want to, make good with NATO. So now they're going to experience the problems that's going to come with not being able to have that resource of oil and power coming from Russia. So this article was talking about um, owners are turning off the power in some of their tenants' buildings, turning off the heat and all kind of madness to save prices. So Germany's getting ready to go through it heavy. So gas, not only fuel of gas, but gas power that usually they were getting from the pipelines in Russia. But the pipeline that they utilize, there's some tool or some equipment that they need that Canada is locking down on, and they're not giving it back because of the sanctions. So they can't even give them the power if they wanted to. But when Germany made the decision and said, well, we're riding with NATO all the way, they held out for a little while. But NATO leaned on them and they gave pressure. And now, remember, Germany gave tanks to the Ukraine, start helping them funding. And that's when Russia was like, okay, we're cutting you off too. See, all of them countries, they all rely on Russian power and oil to keep their sustainability on most of their countries. Some of them don't, have other countries that they get gas from and import it from. Some are heavily relying on Russia. Some only need, 10, 12% of their power comes from them. Either way, that's going to affect the country. So we're seeing here, Germany is already declaring there's going to be massive price hikes, gas shortages, and bankruptcies going on over there. So electricity, gas, telecommunications, postal services, railway markets, all of that is going to get affected over there, man. Bankruptcies, you're talking about complete collapse of Germany coming up in the near future. So let's see where that goes. But we're seeing happening. It's happening all over the world. All over the world, right? See, I tried, y'all. I tried. But all praise to the Most High, man. We made it. We made it. You said you got pics of them out in the streets? Yeah, well, I'm sure you stepping over meth heads every minute, man. Out there, unbelievable, unbelievable. Yeah, Eternal Tabernacle. That's what they want. And they hung that on him heavy. Oh, he was high. He was on drugs, but that's why he needed the knee on his neck and need to get put to death. That's what Esau always loved to say. When there's an issue between the police and Jake, don't let the Jake be high. Don't let him have a little alcohol in the shit. Oh, it's because of the drug. Well, if Esau's sitting back saying, well, get high, get drunk, I'm giving you drug-free zones and drug kits and everything else so that you can go ahead and splurge and kill yourself. And then when they're acting a fool out there, the police show up and kill the Jake. Well, a gift destroyeth the heart, man. Thus saith the Lord in Ecclesiastes 7:7. So we got to be aware, man. All right. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Appreciate all of y'all that locked in, stayed in. I know I said I was going to shoot for the 2-hour mark, but you know how the spirit moves. But all of y'all have already lined up and stayed in, man. So, I'm going to call it a night myself. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Y'all know the deal. Always remember, fear the Most High, keep the commandments. And lastly, don't shoot your messenger. Enjoy your Shabbat. Most High willing. See y'all tomorrow live with our closing Shabbat class. Shalom.